Well, where's Fester? I was about to open up the show with great, big, huge, massive news for Fester, and Fester's not even here. Any signs of life, Roxanne, for Fester? Any? Oh, here. Oh, no, that's not him.
No,
where the hell is he? I've got big, huge news. A very exciting show opening, and he's not even here to enjoy the all-you-can-eat pancakes that I have been made aware of.
Well, he's got to be around here somewhere.
Great.
Or he's got to be still on the highway. One of the two.
Let me see if he's texted me. Here we are. I am mere seconds away. That was 6 o'clock exactly on my texts.
So he's seconds away.
I'm mere seconds away. I've got news from the IHOP all-you-can-eat pancakes are back. And I thought I'd just be the bearer of great news. Fester also made me aware I had not been, I guess, cruising my social media last night. And Fester said, hey, did you hear what happened to the cobbler?
Your shoe cobbler in Lakeland?
Well, not just mine. He's America's cobbler.
America's cobbler.
Bite your tongue, my cobbler. No, it's America's cobbler, Roxanne.
Well, what happened to him?
He had a heart attack.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and...
Bless his heart.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to try to call him. He already texted me this morning.
So
at 3 a.m. this morning, he texted me, and I'll share that in a second. I'm going to try to get him on the show today if I can. He's in the hospital. I'm talking about Jim McFarland, and he's known as America's Cobbler. He's got like 650,000 followers on Instagram. You know how I feel about TikTok, but he's got even more on TikTok. You know, he shoots these videos. I mean, he's one of the last of a breed of these incredibly talented cobblers that are like artists. They're craftsmen.
Look what he's done. He's married the old school cobbler business with the new school TikTok and really finding some success.
Fester sent me a text last night. You hear about the cobbler. This was last night at 10:32, and I texted back, no. And then Fester said, massive heart attack. Check his Instagram. He's in the hospital. And I was blown away. So I go to his Instagram, and his daughter posted, and let me find the post from the daughter. His daughter, who runs his social media, shoots all the videos, posts all the videos, edits the videos, put a message on Instagram last night, and they got a whole reel up. I screenshotted it. Let me share this with you. This is insanity. This was posted yesterday morning. In the very early hours this morning, my dad was taken to the hospital via ambulance, where he went into cardiac arrest. They had to shock him 3 times to get him back. We are currently in the ICU, and he is stable. We will be here for a few days. Definitely not the call you want to get at 3 a.m. in the morning. They said that he had a full blockage, and they had to place 2 stents in his heart. Please keep Dad in your prayers this week for a full recovery. Wow.
Oh, gosh.
So I sent Jim McFarland, America's Cobbler, I sent him a text last night. Dude, what the? And then ... ellipses. And he I didn't want to burden him. I mean, I'm sure he's getting flooded. So I just wanted to check in and, in an MJ way, just make sure that he knows that I'm aware. And he wrote back this long, long text at 3:22 this morning.
Well, that's a good sign.
Woke up yesterday morning at 1:30 a.m. and I felt like I got hit in the chest with a sledgehammer. I didn't waste any time. As soon as the ambulance got me to the hospital, there was a team waiting. As soon as they put me on the table, my heart stopped. They shocked me 3 times. This is exactly what his daughter said.
Right.
And put in 2 stents. Now I look back, I had been having shortness of breath over the last year. Just thought it was nothing because I tend to over-exaggerate. Anyway, so he says, I may go home later today or tomorrow. So many prayers pouring in from social media. It's just been incredible, the amount of love from so many. I bet my family would probably hear from you, LOL. So it feels even better to always be right. Oh, so what did he say? Is he saying that he said to his family, you'll probably hear from MJ? Is that what he's saying? Thanks for dropping a message. MJ, not just you, but your whole family. Feels like family to many of us. And love you guys. Appreciate you more than you will ever know. From Jim McFarland from McFarland Shoes in Lakeland, who has like a national and even an international platform at a little old Lakeland. You know, Jim has this following around the world on social media where his videos get like millions and millions of views as he does this incredible, old school shoemaking. Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video right now of him in his hospital bed, basically saying what he said, the statement that you read.
Yeah, and there's a video of that, and I can play that later on. I sent him a text to see if he can come on the show this morning, and hasn't responded yet, so he must be back asleep. He must have awakened at 3 o'clock this morning and then saw my text from about 10:45 last night and then responded. Where the hell's Fester? Fester said that he was mere seconds away. Fester was the one that alerted me to Jim and America's Cobbler's heart issue. I mean, I wonder if he needs a bypass operation. If he's got blockage and they put in stents. I mean, is that just temporary? Is he going to need to have bypass surgery?
Yeah, he had a massive heart attack.
Yes. So it would seem to me that he's going to have a double, a triple, a quadruple bypass at some point.
Here he is, huffing and puffing, shortness of breath. Be careful, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about Jim McFarland and shortness of breath, and you're coming in here huffing and puffing like a very unhealthy big bad wolf.
Hey, did you guys hear about the cobbler?
All right. How'd you find out about it?
On social media.
Yeah, I wasn't really trolling social media much last night. Wow. Thanks for alerting me, and I don't know if you heard it because you probably were getting out of it.
I heard.
Well, he texted me last night, or texted me early this morning, 3 a.m. He must have bolted awake in his hospital bed in Lakeland. All right, man. Well, I'm glad he's okay. That's like a widowmaker, man. That's a lot.
Like
a lot of people have massive heart attacks that they don't recover from, and it just boom. That's it. So Jim is just lucky. All right, we'll try to get him on later on. Fester, why are you all disheveled and out of breath and 7 minutes late? What's going on?
The rain last night totally screwed me up.
Okay.
And
the rain last night screwed you up this morning.
Yes, because.
And how's that?
Because I didn't get gas last night. I knew I needed gas. I saw it in my car like at 3 o'clock. Oh, I should stop and get gas. It's like, no, I'll go out again and I'll get gas then. But then we got hit with so much rain, I never left again. And I completely forgot about it until I'm barreling down the interstate.
Yeah, how do you even go home, though, if you were in your car yesterday?
Right.
Why would you not get gas on the way home before you even pull into the house, or if you're going to General RV? Why? I mean, you've already run out of gas. You ran out of gas
once
on I-4.
Once. I've driven tens of thousands of times. I ran out once.
Listen, I have never run out of gas in my life. I've been driving since I was 15 years, 8 months old with my learner's permit in Virginia, and I'm 58 now. I've been driving for, what is that? How many freaking years is that?
A lot.
Was that 42 years?
Yeah, a lot.
I've been driving for 42 freaking years. Wow. I've never run out of gas.
Do you ever notice that when Fester has his excuse for being late, it's like a sentence that makes no sense? And it's like you're buying time.
This is making no sense.
Listen, I've been late because of the rain last night. The rain last night.
It's the rain last night. He didn't go out in the rain to fill up his tank.
I know,
That's
but
what
it's like
said.
he buys time to get.
It actually makes perfect sense. Listen, I've been driving for a long time as well, and with the exception of one incident, you and I are completely tied on the amount of times we ran out of gas, except for one time.
Well, we're not tied then because you're 1, I'm 0.
But we're really close.
All right,
it's not like I have 20 times.
Yeah, tell you what, you tell that to a sports score, 1-0. Oh, we're very close. You got a winner, you got a loser. All right, traffic's on. MJ Morning Show back in a minute. It's 622, MJ and crew here. Fester, I'm shocked. I was kind of just waiting. I waited all day yesterday. You didn't bring it up. You haven't brought it up thus far this morning. You know, I could wait until like mid-show to see if you bring this up. I am shocked. There is a place that is apparently your favorite place on planet Earth. I'm surprised that you don't put it in your will that you want to be like cremated and have your ashes spread in their parking lot. Do you know what I'm talking about yet?
Yeah, there's a couple of places that are my favorite places.
Go down the list.
Give me, is it food related? Is it a retail establishment?
With the clues I've given.
Oh, goodness.
One of Fester's favorite places, I stumbled across a story that's been circulating, and I was shocked that you didn't bring this up.
No pressure.
You're so in love with this place. I think that you ought to be cremated and have your ashes spread in their parking lot. What if that's ever been done? What if ashes ever been tossed in like a parking lot?
I mean, there's two places I think are
Roxanne,
the finalists.
what did you just drop?
She dropped a box.
I don't know.
I dropped something.
Yeah.
She dropped something.
All right.
No,
Yeah.
knock something off the table.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Is it Buc-ee's?
Yes.
Is that the place?
It is.
Okay, yeah.
That
Absolutely.
sounds like something people would be down for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people don't have their ashes spread there as well.
I wonder if that's ever happened. Because, man, Buc-ee's, this, you're not supposed to call it a convenience store. It's like an experience. It's a destination. It's the theme park of convenience stores, gas stations. I mean,
Everybody else knows because they've been to one. You're the one that hasn't. You're the outlier on this.
I passed by one on I-10 driving from Houston, from San Antonio.
Great.
Yeah.
Not the same.
All right. Do you have any idea why I'm bringing up Buc-ee's at 6:23 here on a Wednesday morning on the MJ Morning Show?
No, I do not.
Well, I'm shocked.
However, we should be doing a Buc-ee's segment every day.
All right, and the closest Buc-ee's is where?
Daytona?
But they're building one
In Ocala.
south of Ocala or around Ocala, right?
Ocala-ish. I think like
Well, this is going to be like a monthly destination for you and the kids?
monthly.
Okay, twice a month?
Okay, yeah.
Bi-monthly?
Yeah, we'll be by.
I don't think you're going every weekend, but I would say probably 2 weekends a month. All right, come on, I'm shocked. I thought you had like Buc-ee's alerts all over your social media and your phone, and
I got
no?
so many of them I had to shut it off.
All
It was
right.
disturbing.
Well, here's the deal. I'm just shocked that you didn't bring this up. Did you know that Buc-ee's has the longest car wash in the world?
Longest duration.
Yeah,
Longest.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, I guess longest in length and duration.
Yeah, they would go together.
I didn't bring this up because every Buc-ee's fan knows this.
Hold on,
Did you know that Buc-ee's has gas as well?
Wait a sec.
Did you know Buc-ee's has a lot of ice
hang on.
machines?
But wait a minute. It's not all Buc-ee's that have the longest car wash. Apparently, there's only
One particular one
Yes.
that has it. Is it in like Tennessee or something?
No, it's in Texas.
Texas? Okay.
It's in Katy, Texas.
One of those T
Hold on.
states.
So you knew that there was a Buc-ee's with the longest car wash in the world?
Yes. If you would have asked me, where's the world's longest car wash, I would have said, oh, it's in Buc-ee's. I may not have known the exact location, but I would have known it's at a Buc-ee's.
All right, do you know how long the car wash is? Roxanne, take a guess.
How long is a typical car wash? Like about, I don't know,
How long do you think?
three car lengths, maybe.
How long do you think it is? Give me duration and time.
Duration,
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'm in a car wash for 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to say this is a 10-minute wash.
Overshot the runway again.
Darn it.
It's a 5-minute car wash.
Gosh, I feel like I'm in 5-minute car
Yeah,
washes.
I used to have a car wash membership,
Yeah.
but I had to cancel it because of
Oh, that's right.
a couple
Why?
of personal reasons.
Well, that's right. You had one of the car wash
Yes.
subscriptions. Which one did you have?
Like Bubble Butt or something.
Bubble
or
Bubble
something.
butt car
something.
wash.
So, I don't know. Bubble something.
Yeah, that's kind of the model these days.
Yeah.
That all these car washes that are popping up all over the place, they sell these subscriptions, and you can go get your car washed whenever the hell you want. And don't they put a little sticker on your windshield?
Oh, yeah.
A little barcode that they can scan, right?
Now I think the Bubble Butt has advanced to where the sticker is obsolete and it just reads your license plate when you pull up and automatically recognizes
They put
it.
an Elon Musk brain chip in your head, and they just it just scans your brain when you drive in.
They have the bubble butt
dude,
biometrics.
Dude, why didn't you cancel your car wash membership? You were so proud. We even talked about doing a bit where you just circle the thing all day. Remember
I could have.
Remember when we were going to shoot video of you going through the car wash and then pulling around and going through again and again and doing it for like half the day because you've got unlimited car wash subscription.
I had a $24.99 a month subscription, and I used it. If I told you I used it 5 times a week.
So why the hell did you cancel your subscription? You were clearly getting your money's worth out of it.
A little bit of body damage.
What?
I bought the Cadillac.
Yes.
And before I owned it, it must have had a little ding where somebody did a little paint patchwork over the passenger tire.
Oh, did somebody like spackle your car?
It wasn't spackle, but it was
Bondo?
It wasn't a
Was it glue?
It wasn't a Mako quality paint job.
Somebody did a half-assed homemade body repair?
And I saw it, and it was no big deal because, it's an old car.
Hold on, going through the car wash was wearing it down even more?
Have you seen that big paint chip that I
Yes, I noticed that.
That happened at a car wash.
On your front right quarter panel, right?
On the passenger side.
Passenger side, front right quarter panel, in front of the passenger door, the paint's all peeling off.
What happens, Roxanne, is you go down the car wash and the whips, the little whipped off all the paint.
Man, you bought a car with damage and a half-assed repair, and then it comes back to bite you? Did the old codger that sold you the car, did he bamboozle you?
No.
You got defrauded. Did he disclose that he had some kind of homemade paint job?
I don't know that the used car market, you need to disclose that. It's like, there it is. You want it or not. And then you look at it and you say yes or no.
Did you sign an as-is?
It was like a couple months after I bought it. There's no recourse. And you obviously have never bought a used car off somebody's front yard.
That's right. I did notice. So your car's got like bare metal now.
Luckily for me, GM had the good sense of putting black metal under the Cadillac, so it you really have to look twice to see it.
No, you don't. I've noticed it.
When you see it, you see it, but if you don't see it, it's not glaring. But so I'm not going to get the car painted.
You canceled your car wash subscription because the little hula dancer whip things were knocking the paint off your car?
I'm sitting in the car, right? And my son's in the back seat.
And paint chips are flying all over the place?
Yeah, there's black splotches on the window. I'm like, where's that coming from?
The car wash was flicking paint onto your windshield.
And then I'm like, I get to the vacuum area, and I'm like, holy crap, it took off like a basketball-sized chunk of paint.
Mike, it's not Bubble Butt's fault.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I just don't go to Bubble Butt anymore. I had to cancel my membership.
Because you were afraid that your whole car would be stripped bare of paint?
I mean, maybe not the whole car, but the whole quarter panel, yes.
Oh, my God. Well.
So I don't, but, I got to get it painted. I'm not going to get it painted. The car's not worth the price of a paint job.
Wow.
What I need to do, MJ, I need to make friends with somebody.
You can go to Earl Scheib. He'll paint any car, any color, $99.95.
Yeah, maybe in
right.
1979 he would have. Listen, that was like $49.99. I need to find. Right. I want to find like a Votech teacher.
Are there any Earl Scheibs around? I remember as a kid watching those commercials. Hi, I'm Earl Scheib. I'll paint any car, any color, $99.95. Right. Go ahead.
I need to find like a teacher at like a body paint school where you like the trade school.
Oh, you were going to say Votech?
Votech, yeah. Where you
do any local high schools have the automotive shop?
I don't know.
With a paint booth?
I got to start calling high schools. I'll donate my car for a week.
Wait a sec. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Let's call Tanner Paints, our buddy Walker.
The paint shaker.
Walker Tanner from Tanner Paints.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to just get a quart of Benjamin Moore and just paint it with a regular house paintbrush.
I'm not looking to put semi-gloss on the side of the car.
That's what we ought to do.
Thank you for offering.
Anyway, I didn't even finish my Bucky story. Katy, Texas, the longest car wash in the world, 255 feet long, and takes roughly 5 minutes to go through. That's a long-ass car wash. 255 feet?
I guess I never timed how long the car wash is.
I've never been in a car wash that's 255 feet long. Anyway, I'm just surprised you didn't bring that up.
It's common knowledge to us Bucconians.
I'm gonna have a listener come by and just paint your car while we're on the air, just with some I don't know, some watercolors or something.
Kidding me? I parked next to you
Yeah.
now. I'll get the overspray. You better watch out.
It's
mister.
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news next here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, for the
No,
Chicago
yeah,
Bulls.
it's not like
Do you know the name of the group that did that?
I should know because it was also my walk-on wedding music.
Well, hold on.
I told
Hold
you
on.
guys out, didn't I?
That was played at your
Yeah,
wedding?
it was.
Are you kidding? You don't know who did this?
Now, with this playing in my head, I can't think of the Office song. What was that?
Anyway.
So you played this song coming into your wedding. Did you have an announcer? How tall are you, Rox?
Close to 5'6".
Coming in at 5'6". What, 102 pounds?
It's the
102 pounds.
120.
It's the Alan Parsons Project.
Okay, see, that's why I didn't remember the name. Yeah.
And it's called Sirius.
Sirius.
Like the star. Not serious like, why so serious? It's like the star. Sirius. 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 So, all right.
Forever is the Office song.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was a good
That was
episode.
That was a really good
All
episode.
right, so early morons in the news. It's not often that I do foreign stories, but this one just kind of caught me the right way. Pub food handlers told not to scratch their backsides.
Pub?
Yeah. A pub, like a British pub, and
I mean, this story reeks of Ireland just by the word of pub being in the headline.
The inspection identified multiple food hygiene problems at Bull's Head Pub. A pub's been closed down after inspectors found multiple food hygiene problems, including a food handler who was observed repeatedly putting his hands down his pants and digging in his butt. Oh, my God.
Did he have a wedgie?
It's called the Bull's Head. No, I think he had an itchy or he had a pinworm problem or something down there. Yeah.
Excuse.
You got to wash that thing once in a while.
The Bull's Head in Denbigh, Derbyshire, was told to improve its procedures following the inspection. The group that owns the pub said, we now have recruited a couple to take on the Bull's Head and will fully comply with the environmental health procedures. What? We've taken on so they've I guess hired two individuals to make sure that their employees are not scratching their ass and then preparing people's food in the kitchen.
No, you have to say it like a British pub owner.
What does that sound like?
I'm going to hire a couple people to keep us from scratching our arses.
I was just going to say it's arse. Make sure you say arse.
It's the arse. Man, that's disgusting.
You get the nibbling bits in your biz.
Yeah. So from the inspection report, quote, your food handler with a redacted name scratched his backside through his shorts several times, touched his face and dirty equipment, but failed to wash his hands after touching these items.
He scratched his bum through his knickers.
It was Roger. Roger was doing it.
Yeah.
Scratch your arse, Roger. Your knickers.
I like to say a bum.
All right, so I guess he wasn't seen sticking it all the way in and digging in there, but man, just, that's rough. And then, with that being an international story, I then saw, believe it or not, last night, a local story.
Of ass scratching at a pub?
Well, up in the Villages.
They're ass scratching at a pub in the Villages?
Well, not a pub, but Cody's.
The Roadhouse?
Yes. So Cody's got in trouble was it Cody's that burned down on Hillsborough?
Yes, it was.
Oh, man, are they going to rebuild that? Do we have any word on that? Because there was a huge fire, a month and a half, 2 months ago? Remember that?
Maybe longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah, the Cody's up in the Villages, they're in trouble after the Cody's burnt to the ground in Tampa. The Villages, Florida's friendliest hometown. Listen, food safety is crucial. Food safety is critical. And, something that people do all the time is a health violation. And you wonder how often this happens. Let me share this. This is out of the Villages News. Inspector shuts down Cody's after finding numerous violations. Shut it down! We're going to shut it down! And they opened up the next day. They were shut down for the day. So anybody that was pulling up the Cody's to go have lunch, they couldn't. It was shut down. What kind of note do they put on there? We failed our health inspection. We're temporarily closed. Do they have some kind of thing?
We're on vacation this week. Don't worry about it.
Or did they do a generic note? Due to unforeseen circumstances, we'll be closed today, or plumbing issue, or
I don't think the restaurant gets to put the note up. I think like the county
Oh,
board puts the note up.
Do they put like a stop?
Like a neon pink sign that says this place has been temporarily shut down because of infraction.
Like a skull and crossbones, poison,
yeah,
germs and poison.
A Mr.
Steer
Yuck
clear.
sticker. All right. So an inspector shut down Cody's original roadhouse, and this is the one in the Villages. After finding numerous violations at the restaurant, the inspector paid a visit to the restaurant on August 27th and found numerous violations, according to a report on file. There's a reason why I'm doing this. There's a reason why I'm telling the story.
What, are you hungry for fajitas?
No. Because there's something that I'm telling you, it's done all the time in the kitchen. And it just so happened that this employee in the kitchen did this right in front of the health inspector, which makes the employee a total moron, to be quite honest. And you kind of hope this doesn't happen when there's not a health inspector around. The inspector issued a stop sale order for broccoli and cheese soup, as well as the potato soup that was found to be kept at an unhealthy temperature. So obviously it was not hot enough. The morning manager voluntarily picked up the soup and threw it out. All right. The inspector witnessed, listen to this, and this is why I'm doing the story. The health inspector witnessed a prep cook touch his cell phone and then return to food preparation without engaging in hand washing.
Oh.
And the inspector spoke with the manager about the importance of hand washing. You know, think about it. Your phones are filthy. Cell phones. When I was up in New York, something came up on the morning show, and we swabbed phones. It was some company, or it was, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they came in during our morning show and they swabbed the whole crew's phones. And believe it or not, my phone was the cleanest because I actually use like the PDI wipes, the hospital grade sanitation wipes. I use the PDI wipes, fairly regularly on my cell phone to, clean the screen and the sides of the case and everything. But think, cell phones are filthy.
Best thing you can do to keep a clean cell phone, don't take it in the restroom with you where it's going to get a plume of toilet water.
Oh, listen, and what about people that are on their phones? They're, wiping and doing this and that. Then they're on their phones. They're touching. They might wash their hands, but are they washing their phones after they were just on the toilet?
No.
With their cell phone? So right in front of the health inspector. I mean, what kind of dumbass prep cook or chef or what you have to be? You get the health inspector on site and you're touching your cell phone, and then you go back to food preparation without washing your hands. Anyway, numerous flies were found in the restaurant, 30 flies in the dishwashing room, 2 in the meat prep room, 8 flies in another prep room, 7 in the mop sink area, and the health inspector said, "Shut it down!" And he shut down the place. And I guess they cleaned things up, and they were able to open the very next day. But, hey, touching your cell phone, that's a violation.
It should be.
Yeah, I don't think about the people who prepare my food. I don't even think about it.
Yeah, just you don't want to think about how
wanna
the
see
sausage is made. No.
I never want to see the chef.
No. On the topic of cell phones, real quick, you've seen me do this before. It's really disgusting.
You lick your cell phone. That's the most horrific.
No, it's worse than that. It's worse than that.
I'll watch Roxanne grab her cell phone and just stick out her tongue and, like the Rolling Stones logo.
Yeah.
She'll stick out her tongue and just lick her entire phone from.
You think you're being funny, but the truth is more disgusting. Sometimes I spill liquid on my phone, and what do I do to ensure it's the phone's safety?
You'll suck
it out. Suck it out.
You'll suck your phone?
I bang the phone, I wipe it, and then I suck it, and then I go, Roxanne, you are getting so many phone germs right now. And then I tell myself, don't stress. They're probably your own germs, number one.
Yeah.
And number two,
my God.
you're just like vaccinating yourself. Isn't that what a vaccine is? Is like a really high dosage of...
That's horrific.
I give myself a phone vaccine.
That is horrific.
Don't worry about it.
You're sucking your phone?
MJ, all the hideous
You're a
things she's
phone sucker.
Yeah.
all the foul things she's put in her mouth, a little phone sucking ain't gonna get her.
Oh, my God.
What kind of foul things have you put in your mouth, big guy?
All right,
You name it.
6:52. I'm shutting this down. I'm like Cody's. I'm shutting it down. All right, I'm shutting this down before it goes any further. In fact, I'm shutting off your mics. All right, 7 o'clock hour starts next here on the MJ Morning Show. It is a packed Wednesday morning at 6:52. Let me tell you about Zero Res carpet, tile, air duct cleaning. There is an I've got a creepy story, like one of nightmares or of like a psychological thriller movie. But second, welcome everybody. This is the MJ Morning Show. The 7 o'clock hour has begun. Why'd you just fling your mic away from your face 3 feet away? What was that about?
Well, I'm not going to be talking in the next 15 or 20 seconds.
How do you know that?
I know how this is going to go.
But why
you have you have a long roll intro?
You just swatted the microphone like 3 feet from your face.
Right. Well, because I put the mic completely away to have a completely open work area here to kind of organize what I have going on here.
What do you have going on? We're just sitting here talking. What do you have going on?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have a coffee cup from yesterday over here.
Okay.
I have 3 packets of
Andrew,
Splenda.
can you select Fester's camera, please?
Look, I have 3 cups of Splenda over here. I have an extension cord, which I need, but I don't have my adapter. I left it in the car. I have to get it next segment. I have a whole
Dude,
little...
and you were 7 minutes late to the show today. You're a freaking mess today.
Listen, it's all right.
All right.
You're going to be talking about whatever it is you're going to be talking about for exactly the next 30 seconds without my interjection or Roxanne's.
Well, how do you know that?
That's how it goes.
Listen, it's not my first day.
All right, listen to this. This caught my attention. Before I get to the creepy item, I'm like, hello? Wasn't this like 1996? I saw this headline. Doctors warn this trendy diet could lead to heart issues and dementia. You're playing with fire. So what is this new diet trend? What is this fancy schmancy new diet trend, newfangled diet trend? Wow, it's just developing. Tell me what's wrong with this. The carnivore diet, which involves consuming only animal byproducts such as meat, eggs, dairy, has taken the internet by storm. What am I, the Twilight Zone? This has been around for
a long time.
The Atkins diet.
Right. I was just going to say they called it the Atkins diet.
Hello? I mean, come on. So I saw this item yesterday in the New York Post. Doctors have a beef with this trendy new diet. The carnivore diet involves consuming only animal byproducts such as meat, eggs, and dairy, has taken the internet by storm as fitness fanatics swear by the high-protein, no vegetable lifestyle, also like no carbohydrates or,
Right.
low, because vegetables have carbohydrates. While some people insist it has helped them shed weight and made them healthier than ever, experts are skeptical about the true benefits of eating this rigid diet. On a podcast called The Doctor's Kitchen, Dr. Rupi Aujla, A-U-J-I-L-A, how the hell would you pronounce that?
Sounds right,
Aujla, warned strict carnivores that their diet, along with the keto diet, which involves a low-carb menu as well, could be pro-inflammatory and pro-aging, pointing to past research. They observed changes in key organs such as the heart, kidneys, and the accumulation of certain types of... Anyway, this isn't new. I mean, I'm reading this story like, oh, my God, this new diet fad, it was just invented. It's taken the world by storm. This is like a keto diet. This is like the Atkins diet. I mean, Atkins. We had folks back at the old radio station in like 1996 doing the Atkins diet. Remember, that was the hottest thing.
Yeah, I tell you what, those diets do work. I mean, you do see people shed a lot of weight when they go straight protein.
There was also a story, and I don't know if this was true or false, and I guess I didn't know anyone that was that hardcore, but there was a report that people that were on like the all meat diets, that they had a funky smell.
It's because of the uric acid.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's like when the protein breaks down a lot of it, and then it's like the meat sweats. We talk about the meat sweats.
the meat sweats.
You're eating meat all day. Yeah.
So the carnivore diet is just strictly meat, though. Meat, eggs, and milk. That's it. Only things that come from animals. Atkins had a lot of other things.
Oh, he was like, you could eat like jars of mayonnaise, and you could eat all kinds of high-fat stuff.
Well, you eat things with low carbohydrates.
Right. Well, Atkins was low carb.
No carb.
Yeah. Low carb, no carb, whatever. But, yeah, I just always remember that there were, like, stories about people that were on the all-meat diets, and they just had a funky smell. Like, what's that smell?
Like the carnivore diet, you can't have a salad.
That's Phil.
Oh, Phil.
Oh, Phil. Kind of like too much coffee. It's like almost a coffee urine smell.
Now, you ready for the creepy story?
I thought that was the creepy story.
No, that was like no. I
People stinking when they do a specific diet.
No. You got the Atkins crotch going on. It's all right.
I know a smelly Greek who's on the Mediterranean diet.
And Dr. Atkins. You know how he met his demise, right?
How?
You don't know how Dr. Atkins. He didn't have a heart attack from all that meat and steak that he was putting in his veins. No,
he choked on a piece of bacon.
No.
He died April 17th, 2003.
Yeah.
How did he die?
You're Googling it.
Yeah, because you're asking the question.
You have no idea how Dr. Atkins died.
Now I do.
He knows the answer.
Dr. Atkins was walking on a sidewalk in New York City, if I'm not mistaken. He slipped on ice and whacked his head. I believe that's how he died. Are you shaking your head?
No, I don't believe so. I'm getting
What do you think?
Well, hold on.
Atkins' coronary arteries were 30 to 40% blocked.
Mine are 30 to 40%
when
blocked.
cardiac arrest.
Keep going. You're on Google. Keep going.
Okay.
Just read.
Atkins was admitted. Blah blah blah. Atkins.
Just read.
Cardiac arrest. It's a long chunk of stuff. I'm trying to read through it quickly.
Andrew, do you want to read it? Andrew apparently is there.
He slipped and hit his head on ice and fell into a coma. There you go.
She had
yes.
to
So,
find the
but
right-
prior to that, he had some heart attacks.
Right.
At least one.
But he died because he slipped on ice. He should have been on a no ice diet, is what he should have been on.
He should have been on a no ice sidewalk.
I remember my dad, when I was a kid, that was the big thing. My dad had this thing, the restaurants, they're ripping you off. They're filling the cup with ice, and you get very little soda.
That's right.
So I remember as a little kid, my dad would order no ice because he was going to show them. My dad was going to beat the system and get more Coke or Sprite or Pepsi or
Good for
whatever.
the old man.
I always order with no ice.
What was that, Andrew?
I always order with no ice because that way it doesn't melt and water down the drink.
Yeah, that's another problem. Yeah, if you have a lot of ice. Unless you love Michelle and my kids, I guess me too. I love the chipped ice. The ice.
Oh, yeah, the ice that you get at hospitals.
Yeah, well, no, those are chips. No, I'm talking
Well, you
about
just said chipped ice.
No,
You're talking crushed ice.
Yeah, thank you, crushed
Like
ice.
the- like
not the
snow.
chips. Yeah, the crushed ice, man.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the creepy story. It was not the carnivore diet and the meat sweats. This just reeks of like a psychological thriller TV show or a movie. And I'm sure there's some movie that's like on the tip of my tongue that I can't think of. Can you imagine a psychiatric hospital that doesn't release you even when you're ready to be released because they're just trying to maintain the billing? They're just trying to maintain the income. And this is crazy. Talk about psychiatric facilities. This is crazy. A leading chain of psychiatric hospitals traps patients. Acadia Healthcare is one of America's largest chains of psychiatric hospitals. Since the pandemic exacerbated a national mental health crisis, the company's revenue has soared. Its stock price has more than doubled. But a New York Times investigation found that some of the success was built on a disturbing practice. Acadia has lured patients into its facilities and held them against their will, even when detaining them was not medically necessary. In at least 12 of 19 states where Acadia operates psychiatric hospitals, dozens of patients, employees, and police officers have alerted authorities that the company was detaining people in ways that violated the law, according to records reviewed by the New York Times. In some cases, judges have intervened to force Acadia to release patients. And apparently it was all about billing. It was all about, income and making money for the hospital, keeping people in when they should have been released.
Like insurance fraud?
Yeah. What am I thinking? There's like not really insurance fraud. It's just, keeping them in when they should be. I guess there is an element. I guess there could be an element of insurance fraud there.
The insurance company fraudulently for somebody who doesn't need services.
You know that movie kind of theme or storyline where, let's say, and I wanna say that I'm trying to think of the movie where like there's a whistleblower. And they try to make the whistleblower seem crazy, and then they commit them, and they keep them in like a psychiatric facility so they can't tell the truth to everyone. And the person is totally 100% rational, and they're sane, and they're not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm talking? And they'll detain.
Yeah.
What? There's some movie or some plot that I'm thinking of.
Oh, is it? Is Catherine Zeta-Jones' husband Michael Douglas in it?
I don't know.
He would be a good actor if this is a fake movie. Then just comes
Yeah,
out.
No.
Yeah, he'd be
plot work.
perfect.
I know I've seen this in the past where in order to shut somebody up, they commit them. And, it's like the ultimate gaslighting, making them feel like they are the crazy ones and then putting them away. And in some cases, I think I want to say that I've seen movies where they've made someone feel like they're crazy when they weren't, or there are other plots where they institutionalize someone to keep them shut up and the person knew that they were not crazy and they knew they were being held against their will. Man, when I saw this story about this Acadia Healthcare, that they're keeping people in that don't need to be kept in, and it's like for financial reasons to keep the money rolling in. I mean, that is dastardly. That is unfreaking believable. Hey, on a very serious note, to all the kidlets that are listening right now or parents, make sure that your kids are not chroming. It's huffing. Chroming. I mean, again, this is.
I thought it was playing on Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Opening that browser.
Yeah. When you're chroming, you're not using Firefox or the Microsoft. What is it? What do they call that now? Is it Edge? What is the Microsoft browser?
Microsoft Edge.
Yeah. 12-year-old boy fighting for his life after he followed this stupid TikTok huffing deodorant video. What the hell? Caesar Watson King inhaled a can of antiperspirant. This is, a spray. Who uses spray antiperspirant these days?
That's a good question.
For a while I used them like in my teens. You had the big big bottle of it.
You know what? When it comes to deodorant, I like the solids that don't. You know what? I hated that feeling of just like the wet stickiness under your arms. And when you used to spray like a can of Right Guard on when, deodorants came.
They do that like in movies, in like a movie with a locker room scene. You'll see a guy spray the aerosol.
Yeah,
on.
but I hate that feeling. And you know what's even worse? The roll-on ball. God, I hated the roll-ons. Do they still make roll-ons?
I think they do, yeah.
Why would you not just use a solid stick that doesn't give you that wet, sticky, and you're like flapping your arms like a chicken trying to, dry your armpits?
No, I find that roll-ons, they put the little armpit slick, help me walk faster.
I hated roll-ons with the big giant ball. I hated roll-ons and the spray. I'm a solid guy. I mean, why would you not use a solid exclusively? Who's still using a spray-on deodorant?
Okay.
I don't get.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go to the phones.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But
Call us so we can berate you if you're still using one.
Another reason to get rid of spray deodorant, you got a 12-year-old kid that's like in a coma, cardiac arrest. The kid's following one of these stupid online viral videos where he's inhaling toxic fumes.
All right. Does it mention what brand of deodorant he had?
It did not mention the exact brand. But listen, huffing, chroming, that's another term. Just knock it off. And parents, please, be aware of, the social media idiotic trends that kids are trying to emulate.
I'll let my kid lick my speed stick. I mean, she'll learn. She'll learn after that.
I once got like, you ever get deodorant in your mouth accidentally, and it's like everything's dry. I mean, that's what it does. But that's the word.
Analysis.
I can't remember why it happened, but I once got like a fleck of deodorant, like the stick, in my mouth. I think I was very aggressively putting it on and it flew into my mouth.
Yeah, MJ, we just talked about deodorants, but now that I'm thinking about it, like things like Axe body spray really are making a.
Oh yeah.
That,
Yeah.
I'm not an Axe user, which is why I smell so bad.
Let me ask you a question. You don't use Axe, do you?
No,
it's
no.
quite obvious.
I don't do
All right, 7:16 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. I've got my high school reunion coming up in October. I got some bad news from Breeze Airlines yesterday. Yeah, I got a little dilemma. I'll explain in just a second. So, the emails I got about the Babadook that we talked about yesterday.
Duke.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. It's just Babadook. The Babadook. I had like a dozen emails and DMs of people that watched it last night. And like, oh my God, MJ, I can't sleep. Hang on. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, and we are packed next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. It is 7:25 at the MJ Morning Show, and right about this time every single morning we do what no other morning show in town does. We start an hour and 20 minutes plus of non-stop MJ. No music, no commercials. It's just non-stop content. Fester, I have a surprise for you in minutes. I have some great news. I think you're going to be very, very excited about this. I've got Fester great news in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. So my high school reunion is coming up in October. 40 freaking years. A 40-year high school reunion. I'm class of 84. And I don't know where the hell the time went, but they're organizing a reunion. It's in Virginia Beach. It's October, I don't know, 19th, 20th, whatever. Well, I've got and I booked my fare. I got this great deal on Breeze. And Michelle and we flew Breeze once, and the experience was fine. I like Breeze. You know, the same guy that started JetBlue started Breeze. Yeah, he was out of JetBlue, and then he started Breeze, and Breeze is doing, I think, fairly well. And they have a lot of just convenient flights to some of the smaller airports or, places where some of the majors don't have, great service. And Breeze flies, like mostly new Airbus A220s or some Embraer. So, I mean, the airplanes are fairly new. And, I had a really good experience. The one thing that happened, and I shot a video that has like 100,000 views. Remember when we landed from Norfolk back to Tampa, the nose gear broke.
It's no big deal.
So, no, it didn't collapse, and we weren't like scraping along the runway. MJ's flight now arriving at gate 15, gate 16, gate 17, gate 18, gate 19, gate 20. Or if it was Tampa International, it'd be like gate 67, gate 68, gate 69, gate 70. No, the landing gear busted, and he couldn't steer the plane, and we had to get towed in. Other than that, it was a great experience. But
other than that, it was perfect.
Well, I shot the video on the airplane, and I caught the captain making the announcement because we were sitting there for 15 minutes, and I knew that something was wrong because when we landed, the plane was and vibrating, and you could tell something was wrong. And I said to Michelle, something's wrong, the plane's broken. And then the pilot came on, we sat for 15 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. And he talks about but I'm flying Breeze again. I've got no problem. But here's the problem. They changed my outbound flight on Friday. Hang on a second. Let me bring this up. And I got to figure out what I want to do. Yeah, so Breeze, here we go. We sincerely apologize. They changed my outbound. So on October, let me bring up the calendar here. My flight now leaves essentially during the morning show. So this is kind of rough. Yeah, Friday the 18th. Friday, October 8th, my reunion weekend for Cox High School. That's COX, by the way. My reunion weekend for Cox High School is 18, 19, and 20. Well, I'm flying home on the 20th. So it's 18 and 19.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. And then
come
home on Sunday. But here's the deal. My flight from Tampa International to Norfolk, Virginia, nonstop, was 2:30 in the afternoon. They changed my freaking flight. I got all kinds of push notices on my phone yesterday. Sorry for the inconvenience. You've got a flight change. They changed the flight to 9:55 in the morning. How do you change a flight from 2:30 in the afternoon to 9:55 in the morning? So I would have to leave here, right when we end our hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It's, roughly about 8:50. So we just started the hour and 20 minutes just moments ago at 7:25, and we always give you more than an hour and 20 minutes. And roughly we ended about, 8:50, somewhere in that vicinity. I would have to probably shut down, still giving you an hour and 20 minutes. I'd have to shut things down at 8:46, 8:40, and then hightail it to the airport. And I would probably have to take an Uber because, Fester, you can't, well, maybe you could. I'm trying to figure out what to do here.
Take the day off.
I'm not taking
mail
the day.
It in, take the day off.
Yeah, just take the day off.
Yeah. I'm one to mail it in.
Take the day off.
How
It's not
dare
about
you?
mailing
Listen,
in.
I'm
Just
Bite
take
your
vacation.
tongue. I'm not mailing it in.
Mailing it in is doing a half-ass show when you show up.
There's
taking
no
a
half-ass-
personal day is taking a personal day.
Listen, I can still do 2/3 of the show. I can still do 66% of the show or more. So hang on a minute.
Take a day off.
Let me bring up my.
That's what all your vacation time is for.
Let me bring up my Breeze app.
The
Yeah.
company gives you personal time.
Yeah, 9:55 a.m. Flight to Norfolk on October
18th.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, crap.
They
What?
moved it again.
Wait, no.
They canceled it?
No, it gets worse.
Oh, no.
You have to sit next
What
to
could
a
be
fat
worse?
person.
Son of a.
Okay.
What?
They moved it from the 18th to the 19th. Oh, my God.
So now you're not even flying out the day you need to be there.
I didn't even see this last night. Son of a...
Okay.
We've got the homecoming football game is Friday night.
Right. Oh, man.
Son of a...
So you have to be there Friday night.
They
It's a
moved
big
me.
event,
They
yeah.
moved me from October 18th, which I was trying to figure out. The dates didn't seem right. They moved me from October 18th at 2:49 in the afternoon. Arrival at Norfolk International at 4:56 p.m. And they moved me to the next freaking day, October 19th at 9:55 a.m.
I'm looking at their flight schedule. They fly out every day in the month of October, except for Friday the 18th.
What the hell? What? I mean, Fester's on the map. Breeze, what the hell have you done to me? And now they've probably flying a different airline, flying like Tampa to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Norfolk, like on American.
What a hassle.
Now they probably hosed me on getting a good fare because they're like canceling. Like, I am pissed at Breeze. I am. There's a windstorm coming. It's not going to be a breeze.
They're gonna bring a tornado.
There's a windstorm coming. How dare they? I thought it was just I thought I was
Boy.
still leaving Friday, and upon closer inspection,
Wow.
they've got me leaving the next morning, completely missing the Friday homecoming football game and the party festivities afterward.
Boy, the pendulum has swung on your opinion of Breeze.
Oh my
Flew the other
God.
way.
Like
You were
what?
breezing it up. It was the best thing since Delta
Breeze
a couple
was
weeks
fantastic,
ago.
Dude.
except for the crash
Yeah.
landing.
Guess what?
You
Breeze
loved
has
every minute of it.
Breeze has
But
just
now-
they just bitch slapped me. Ow! My God, what have they done to me?
All right.
Breeze, you moved my flight from 2:49 on a Friday to 9:55 the next. Of course, this is going to inconvenience. They're like, sorry for the inconvenience. Hello?
All right. So it looks like now you have to take Friday off, and I can get you in there Thursday in the evening.
I'm not doing. No, I'm not taking Friday off.
Well, you have
Uh,
to if
no,
you have to
I
be
can-
there Friday
no,
night.
I can look for American now or whoever else flies Tampa to Charlotte or somewhere, and then I'm gonna have to connect. I'm not gonna have a nonstop flight. I can still leave on Breeze coming home. I can still take the Breeze flight on Sunday afternoon to get back. Oh man, that kind of sucks. Hey, if there are any teachers that are headed to school right now, don't put a 3-year-old in a headlock.
Oh,
Yeah, did you see the Volusia County
I
teacher?
saw that.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't get to this last week.
I
I
know.
think it was last week.
It was.
Yeah, this was in my pile, and I just didn't get to it. But a little MJ Morning Show public service announcement. A Volusia County teacher was arrested over the weekend on Saturday after deputies say that she used her legs to put a 3-year-old in a headlock during class. My God. According to an arrest affidavit, which Channel 2 Wesh in Orlando got, Vilma Otero, 59, is facing child abuse charges after a paraeducator in her classroom witnessed the incident and then submitted it to the Department of Children and Families. Yeah, the paraeducator, what is that, like a classroom assistant or something? Who was assigned to Otero's classroom at Forest Lake Elementary, told deputies she was setting up an activity during the children's story time. How does story time turn into a 3-year-old in a headlock?
Because we're going to talk about the life and times of Hulk Hogan. We're going to get him all in a headlock.
Like the scissor, what do they call it? The leg scissor move? Whatever.
Did you see that photo? I'm sure you did, MJ.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Yeah, so have Fester bring it up on the computer.
Okay.
So the paraeducator in the classroom told deputies that she was setting up an activity during the children's story time when she started to hear screaming and crying from the other side of the room. According to the affidavit, when the paraeducator turned around, she saw the teacher, Otero, sitting in a chair with the toddler between her legs. According to the affidavit, the paraeducator said the boy's face was turning red as he screamed and tried to free himself from the chokehold.
All right.
Isn't that like a leg scissoring or
leg lock or
Yeah.
something?
Am I thinking of something dirty? Or
I mean, I'm not mad.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
all right.
I'll draw
Anyway,
I'll draw you a picture.
the paraeducator took photos of the incident and sent them to deputies who say they saw Otero's legs and feet placed on both sides of the kid's neck. My God, 3 years old.
That's not good.
No,
No.
that is not good at all.
So she is out of the running for Teacher of the Year?
yeah,
I mean, it's still early in the year.
she's I think disqualified from that.
Damn it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guess what? I've got really good news here, folks.
What is it?
Yo, MJ, let's kick it. Rice, rice, baby. Rice, baby.
Let's go.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. MJ got something new for the kitchen. Cook it, either brown or whitely. Flow with the rice both daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn on the switch, watch it go. If there was a problem with your sushi, kick out the rice with your new Zojirushi. Rice, baby. Let's fill the rice, baby. Let's fill the rice, baby.
You know how I feel about my Zojirushi rice maker. It is the greatest
Let's
appliance
get out of here.
in the history of appliances. My Zojirushi rice maker has changed my life. Anyone that I've turned on to this device, they swear by it. And guess what, folks? It is September, which is National Rice Month. And Zojirushi is giving me another 5 Zojirushi rice makers to give away. They should arrive like any day now. And sometime this month, I haven't decided. Maybe I'll do it next week. We're going to give away 5 Zojirushi rice makers. And these are gorgeous machines. You will never want to make rice any other way. Listen, I'm passionate about this. And when I find something I like, well, clearly you, the listener, know about it. But I'll put my money where my mouth is, and I'm giving away these rice cookers. And we'll do another 5. What are you laughing at?
We're doing rice cookers again.
We are, man.
Yeah, okay.
Because guess
All
what?
right.
The MJ Morning Show does crap that no one else does.
Yes. We give out rice cookers.
Where else can you get a rice cooker?
I mean, honestly, besides Zojirushi.com.
Well,
Is the MJ15 still going to apply for a discount or something?
I got to see if they'll do the promo code again. I don't know if that's the case. Hey, Fester.
Yes.
I've got something for you now. Oh, and then I've got a new creepy story. Oh, and then right around 7:45 in just a few minutes, are you offending people? I mean, it might be unintentional, but are you offending people with something that you're doing? And this is extremely common. This is so common, and you could be offending people. You could be putting people off.
Let me guess, when you call someone on the phone. How dare her
Nope,
call me?
that's
whack
not
job.
that's not it. Guess what? I'll make you aware with everybody else at about 7:45. So stand by. I got a creepy story in just a second. So, but Fester, guess what?
What?
Oh, I'm so excited about this. I was contacted by the ad agency that does the Jardiance commercials. Remember the original with the female running around?
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell.
Yeah.
I take once daily Jardiance at each day start.
Watch your perineum.
It was easy to see. I'm lowering my
Anyway, Fester,
What?
that was the original female version, and then, of course, they came out recently with the male version.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance.
I mean, listen, I
They
don't.
want me for a commercial?
Yes!
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yes! I've been
I
contacted.
have type 2 diabetes, but I'm handling well. Dude,
Listen,
I can learn the dance.
I don't even know.
I can
what,
be in a national commercial.
I don't even know what A1C is, but I want to lower it because of that commercial.
You
I
gotta lower your A1C.
I just want to take the pill to lower my A1C, but I don't even know what the hell that is. All right. I think it has the blood sugar, but anyway. Fester.
I've watched this whole commercial with the girl dancing like in slow motion, if you know what I mean.
New York called.
Okay.
And they want to put you in the next Jardiance commercial. They want you because they had they had
Hold on. Do they want me as a backup dancer or
no,
a primary?
No, you're the main one.
I mean, I have to say.
Well, here's the deal. On the female Jardiance commercial,
I have type 2 diabetes, but
she's a plus size woman.
Yes.
And then on the new male version, The male,
Is he like a big fatty
no,
Bumblebee?
he's thin.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage
Yeah,
it
this
well.
guy-
It's a little pill with a big story to tell.
Oh, this guy's like,
I got to start practicing my lines.
this guy looks like he's in great shape.
I have
So,
type 2 diabetes and I'm handling it well.
no, manage it well.
Damn
Manage
it. Okay, I gotta
All
work.
Listen,
Take
first
two.
of all, you just have to lip sync it anyway.
Real-
So
oh,
now they're looking for the big overweight guy.
I don't lip sync,
Yeah.
man. I'm a real performer.
Belt it out.
All right,
Listen, hold
so-
on. First of all, is this a national spot or is this like going to be local
dude,
regional
this,
stuff?
You got to fly to New York.
Could
for-
I be in a Super Bowl commercial? Could I be the Jardian Super
You
Bowl
could be in the
commercial starring me?
Jardians Super Bowl. That's what this is for.
Oh,
It's for the big Jardians halftime show. I think it's the Jardians halftime show. This Super Bowl coming up.
I have a feeling that you're lying.
You
I have
do-
a feeling that
you
they
do?
want to send you like a Jardian's water bottle or something.
All right, no, all right. Let me come clean. But I have a great idea. All right, Jardians did not contact me about hiring Fester for the next Jardians commercial.
That's so
All right,
exciting,
all right,
too.
They did not.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
However,
What?
I have this great idea.
What's your idea?
We need to have our video department shoot you. We need to do a mock Jardians commercial where you're just frolicking around the radio station and you've lowered your A1C.
My A1Cs are through the roof.
All right, anyway, I don't care about that.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
care if you drop dead right after we shoot the video, but wouldn't it be hysterical?
Jeez.
Which is very likely.
I'm kidding, Roxanne. Wouldn't it be hysterical if we did our very own mock Jardians commercial?
It would be-
and you just lip sync to the dude.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with the big.
All right, Fester, I'm giving you the project. I want you to get with the video team here.
Oh, man.
And
do we even have a video team anymore?
I think we do. All right, I want to do a version. I want to do the Fester version of the Jardians commercial.
Oh, this is going to
And
be great.
Maybe
Is
you're
is great going to be the word
maybe
you're going to use?
frolicking around like downtown St. Pete, the new pier and everything, and I think it's great.
Do
or
ya?
you know what?
I don't know.
We pick famous food places, and you're just shoving your face while doing the Jardians commercial.
Well, no, because you won't have an appetite. So you can't shove food.
It'd be the humor through irony.
All right.
See?
I've
dancing
got,
is-
Certainly
what you need to
walking
do.
down the hallway of this dingy radio station isn't a funny
Well,
thing.
but-
And I'm trying to think.
Well,
Would I have
here-
backup dancers?
Yes. Well, here's the deal. We would try to find like a
Audition. Yeah,
no, we would try to find a high school dance team.
there you go.
We would try to find like a local high school dance squad that can be all the backup dance. See, you're the center player, and we get a local high school, and we choreograph the whole thing, and it's the Fester MJ Morning Show Jardians commercial. Or we could maybe get some pole dancers from the Mons Venus or the spaceship.
I'd snap that pole.
That's-
They'd be like, you, big girl, new girl,
dude,
get off.
I think this could be hysterical. Fester Jardians commercial. Let's shoot our own. And then submit it.
To who? Who do we submit it to? It's not as an assignment.
to Jardians.
All right.
I have this creepy story. We'll get to that coming up in just a few minutes. I want to kind of stay on time here. It is 7:45, and I did tease this item in yesterday's upcoming promo. You may be offending somebody, unbeknownst to you. This might be completely unintentional. You might be, you know what? I'm going to go to phones on this. I want to turn this into a guess. Roxanne, you don't know what this is, do you? Did you cheat and look this up?
I did not.
All right. Fester, you don't have any idea. All right. Dude, you're eating? What are you eating? I'm talking about you doing a Jardians commercial, and what do you eat? What are you eating? Cupcakes?
Judy over in our promotion department loaded up her candy drawer.
Oh, great. All right.
And she's got all these new Twix bars. When was the last time you had a Twix?
Fester
good.
has type 2 diabetes, and he's not managing it well.
I have a story to.
All right, folks, you could be unintentionally offending somebody with something that you're wearing. Why are you giving me the snicker? You giving me the mumbly laugh over there?
I don't know.
Hopefully, it's not khaki shorts and a plain polo shirt because you'd be offending people every day.
Every day. No, I was thinking when you said something you're wearing. I was at the Webster Flea Market.
I love when I get the Fester. All right. You guys have no idea what it is, do you?
No, we
No.
do not.
But when you said something you're wearing,
All right.
I thought of some funny things.
Let me go to phones on this and see if any of our listeners can key on this. You may be offending people. This is totally unintentional. What could you be wearing that is offensive to people? And I think this is very good to know. I think this is really good knowledge that I'm about to bestow upon you. But let me go to phones on this. I'm going to let you, the MJ Morning Show listener, try to guess. What are you wearing that might offend other people? 800-990-1047. Let me see. Andrew, just load up the phones here. Let me just screen quickly, and let me see if anyone guesses it. Because I think this is an eye-opener. This really is interesting. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What could you be wearing, or what are people wearing that could actually offend people? What is your guess? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, let me go to phones here. Fester, can you open up the phone screener, please?
Sure.
All right, phones are ready to be screened. Let me grab Angela in Tampa up first on this. Angela, hi, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ.
Hey, good morning, Angela. You going to work right now or what?
I am.
What do you do, Angela? What kind of work do you do?
Anything and everything to pay the bills.
Oh.
Like, not everything. Don't get the wrong idea.
Okay, that's immediately what I got.
Not everything, so don't get the wrong.
Not everything. Jack of all trades. Like, I can do drywall, insulation, painting, cleaning homes, whatever.
Wow, I love to hear that. I love to hear a female doing, drywall and painting. That's fantastic. All right, Angela, what are people wearing that could offend somebody?
I don't know your answer, but I get super triggered when I see anybody in a plain red ball cap.
Whoa, hold on. You get triggered if you see somebody in a plain red ball cap?
Yeah, I automatically think of Donald Trump and Make America Great Again.
Yeah, but what if the Cincinnati Reds were playing the St. Louis Cardinals? Are you going to
the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, storm the.
So listen, we don't do a lot of politics on the show, but all right. So it is not a red ball cap. All right.
Okay.
Yep. So listen, she's triggered by a red ball cap.
Okay.
And we deliberately don't do politics on the show, but I didn't. Should I?
We turned it into sports. We turned the politics into sports.
Yeah. All right.
That's what we do here.
But that is incorrect. I'm sorry. All right. Terry in Tampa. Terry, what is an item that somebody wears that might trigger somebody?
How about a crucifix with Jesus on it?
No. I don't think that.
It's offending somebody.
I don't know, Terry. It's not that. All right, so we've got a red ball cap. We got a crucifix.
So far, people have went to political themes and religious themes.
So
two things you don't talk about with people that you don't know that well.
Well, we don't deal with politics on this show deliberately, and we don't really deal with a lot of religion on this show and deliberately.
Deliberately, yeah, right.
Let me grab Jessica in Plant City. Jessica, what is something that people wear that could be triggering or offensive?
I was going to say sunglasses because they can't see your eyes.
Jessica, that is 100% correct.
Wow.
Jessica, that is absolutely right. Jessica, hold on a sec. Hang on 1 second. Okay. I'm coming right back to you. I just want to grab the other calls here. Fred in Newport Richie. Fred, what were you going to say?
Cologne or perfume?
Yeah, again, it's sunglasses, we now know, but I wanted to hear what the remaining calls had to say. Thank you, Fred. Debbie and Brandon. Debbie, what were you going to say?
Cologne and perfume.
Yeah, just like the other caller. Thank you very much, Debbie. Let me grab Sherry in Lakeland. I'm going to go back to Jessica. Sherry, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
What were you going to say, Sherry?
I was going to say perfume and cologne as well.
Look, 3 in a row on that. And you know what? That's a really good answer because I am totally offended by just people that douse themselves because from an olfactory standpoint, I'm just sensitive Like, if I go to the mall, which is very infrequent, but if I walk by like Bath and Body Works or Crabtree and Evelyn, I like nearly collapse because it's like an attack on my my olfactory senses. Back over to Jessica in Plant City. Jessica, you are 100% right that you may be unintentionally offending people by wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, that actually bothers me because when I'm talking to somebody and I can't see their eyes, I'm like, take your sunglasses off. I can't see you.
Yeah, etiquette experts are saying that when you wear sunglasses, you're essentially sending a message. You're communicating to the individual that you're disinterested, that you're aloof, that you just don't give a flying rat's crap, that you don't care.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, Jessica, that's a heck of a...
Right.
Jessica, you're in the car with somebody. I think I heard somebody else, right?
Yeah, we're going to school.
Hold on. Jessica, are you the student or are you the driver mother?
I'm the parent.
I'm
the mother.
Jessica. Well, you sound very young. How old are you, Jessica?
42.
You sound very young. You sound younger than that. And then how old are your kids or kid that you're driving to school?
14 and 12.
Did they guess or was this all your guess?
This was all my guess.
Yeah, no, that was a tremendous guess, Jessica. Have a great day, and thanks for calling.
Right,
thanks for calling in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's sunglasses. That people are triggered or people are offended, and something as subtle as you wearing sunglasses, it sends the message to other people that, you don't want to make eye contact, that you're disinterested, you don't give a flying, you know what?
What if it's outside and it's sunny?
It doesn't matter. It's when you're having interpersonal communications and you're talking to somebody face to face and you have sunglasses on, there are people that find this completely offensive. This is how common are sunglasses. Sunglasses
everywhere.
Exactly.
What if you're on a boat and you're with friends and you've got your sunglasses on, and then that uppity person is like, Roxanne, take those glasses off. I'm offended that we are sitting out here on the boat and I need to see those peepers of yours. Does it work like that?
So
they call them peepers.
Now that it's been revealed, you think we ought to take a few calls from people that have you had an incident? Have you had a run-in? Has anyone ever said, can you take your sunglasses off? I can't see your eyes. Have you ever had...
I mean, this is Florida.
Of course.
This is probably more sunglasses are probably worn here per capita than any other place in the country.
I would say California's big too.
Maybe it's a tie.
Yeah. Or, maybe in the Arctic Circle, in the wintertime where the sun doesn't go down.
Yeah,
exactly.
the low sun. It's in my eyes all damn day.
You know what? I'll grab a couple of additional calls here. Now that we've done the reveal and it's sunglasses, have you ever had an issue, or is this one of your peeves? Is this one of the things that really torques you off when somebody is wearing sunglasses? You know what I think is stupid? People who wear like the sunglasses inside. I don't get that. Or, or some of the celebrities that
wear them at night.
Yeah. Well, celebrities, they're on stage wearing sunglasses, or they're at an event and they're wearing sunglasses. I don't understand the whole celebrity. So I am a celebrity. I'm too good to look you in the eye. I will wear sunglasses. If anyone has anything to say about this revelation, have you ever had an incident? Have you had a run-in with somebody? Has anyone said, take your freaking sunglasses off? Love to hear from you. 800-990-1047. Are you offended? 800-990-1047. And also, is there the right environment where sunglasses are 100% acceptable? Like, who just said on a boat or something?
That would be me.
Yeah. So
outdoors.
Yeah, you're outdoors. You're on a boat. You're on the water, and you're wearing sunglasses. I don't think that you would expect someone to take their sunglasses. When do you expect someone to take the sunglasses off? Are you offended? Have you ever had a run-in? Have you ever had anyone say something to you? Take your freaking sunglasses off. Phones are blowing up right now. 800-990-1047. But something that simple pisses people off sometimes.
Or do you wear sunglasses so that people don't talk to you? Do you wear sunglasses as a deterrent?
I'm trying to think the last time I had a run-in with somebody in sunglasses. About 2 weeks ago, I was at the Home Depot, and there was a guy walking down the aisle like he owned the damn aisle, just walking right down the middle of it, and he had these dark sunglasses on, and I'm looking at him.
Was it at night?
No, middle of the day. Middle of the day. He's walking down the aisle, Home Depot, right? Like he owns the damn thing, taking up the whole aisle. He has sunglasses on, and he's walking around with this white cane with a little red tip on it.
Oh, so
and I'm like, who the hell is this guy in sunglasses? Just walking around like he owns the place. He's tapping everything.
A dog and a cane. All right, thanks for the setup. Bruce in Tampa. Hi, Bruce. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Morning. How you doing?
Doing well. What's the story with you and sunglasses?
And I every day at work. When I was in college, I wear sunglasses everywhere. I'm on the boat a lot. It's Florida. It's sunny.
Yep.
I had a TBI in the Army, and the light just doesn't work for me.
All right, a TBI is a traumatic brain injury, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so for you, the sunglasses were medically important.
Yes, I actually have documentation. It causes migraines with me.
Did you ever have like a Larry David run-in with somebody?
No, but I've had a lot of teachers in the college environment that really felt some kind of way about sunglasses in the classroom.
Yeah, no, I get that. And did they ever say something to you and you had to say that, hey?
All the time, and I just, it got to a point I had to direct them to student services.
And once they understood that for you it was necessary because of your brain injury, did they understand?
Yes, yeah, they were a little lenient with it, and it carried over to work. I go to work every day, and coming and going, these guys just feel so. I didn't realize it was offensive.
Bruce, how did you get a traumatic brain injury in the military?
The vehicle rollover.
Oh, where was it? Where did it happen?
Overseas.
Were you like in Iraq or Afghanistan?
Afghanistan.
Was it an IED that caused your vehicle to roll over?
No.
Just a bad driver?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for serving the country, Bruce. I appreciate it. How about Kirk in Apollo Beach? Kirk, sunglasses lines. Hi, Kirk. Go ahead.
Morning, MJ Show. I have definitely had multiple people on multiple occasions ask me to remove my shades while we talk. I am that guy.
I won't ask you to do that.
I'm that guy. I really, eye contact for me is pretty intense.
Right.
You know, when you do a little too much psychedelics, it affects eye contact.
Wait, Kirk, are you admitting to what are you, a shroom user? What are you, peyote? What are you doing?
Honestly, in the past, I've done a little LSD, and I just had a moment where there was a stare-off between me and my brother, and ever since that moment, eye contact has just been extremely awkward.
So,
I love how open you are with us. Thank you.
Kirk,
I was going to give you a pass and say, Kirk, it just sounds like you have your future's so bright. You know, that's what you can tell people. My future's so bright, I have to wear shades.
Yeah, Kirk, so you think that you have long-term effects from your psychedelic usage?
Absolutely.
And this is negative, correct?
I guess in negative in a way. How?
Let me put it this way: if you had a chance to do a do-over, would you do psychedelics?
Absolutely.
That was a direct question, a direct answer.
Kirk, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a tile and stone mason for swimming pools here in Tampa.
All right, well,
Nice.
hey, listen, I think you're fine with your psychedelics doing
that's
that.
who you want. You want somebody all chiefed up doing those tiles. Man.
Who sees things differently and how to put that tile in.
All right.
Kirk, thank you, buddy. Have a great day.
Eat this mushroom and the mortar's right there.
Hey, Kirk, do you do any work on the side if I need to retile on my pool?
Absolutely. Tile, kitchen, bathroom.
All right, Kirk, send me a text and MJ will be in touch.
Yeah, send Fester a text or email me, mj@mjmorningshow.com, okay?
Awesome. Got you.
Cool,
thanks. Man. Mike in Newport Richie. Mike, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, guys. Great job. You know, mine are prescription.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what am I supposed to do? The only time I take them out or when I go to TSA at the airport and they have you pull those dang things up, you know, and it's like, but, you know, people do look a little funny, you know, and the other place I wear them at is Adventure Island. So, you know, that's my deal.
Yeah,
So,
you're supposed to wear them at Adventure Island. Outside.
yeah, prescriptions. So I seem like the only one out there, you know, that wear them. But hey, they help me out a lot, you know.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Man, the phones have blown up. If you're just tuning in, the thing we were talking about was what do people wear that offends people? And it's sunglasses. That lack of eye contact. People that wear sunglasses in certain scenarios and situations, they appear to be disinterested, aloof, just not really tuned in. And some people perceive sunglasses to give off that vibe.
I would like to know if the people who are irritated at others for wearing sunglasses because of lack of eye contact are as irritated when those people have a cell phone in their hand and they're staring at their cell phone.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
I think that's a little bit
Andrew,
worse.
enough calls. Yes, phones are loaded. Let me finish up these, and then we got to move on. I've got a creepy story, and it involves a local radio company. I've got a creepy. I had this story yesterday, but I wanted to do more research on this thing, and I did.
It's happening.
Yeah. All right, this is creepy. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
it's
wait,
creepy.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I think I got a hint by you and your isms.
Wait until you hear this. Hang on. Let me grab Evan in Orlando. Evan, what's the deal with you and sunglasses?
You know, I'm really teed off when people wear plain red sunglasses, especially when they have the phrase on it that says "Make sunglasses great again."
All right. So.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Good call.
So
I
I had somebody send me a photograph of a red capped plumbing truck. She'll never hire this guy.
All right, Stella in Tampa. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Stella.
Good morning. Listen to you guys all the time. Love your show.
Thank you.
My husband is the sunglass guy, and it drives me nuts. So, every time we go to a concert, we go, well, I get it. The sun is still shining out, but then it goes down. Take the sunglasses off.
And what does your husband say when you say, "Hun, take the sunglasses off"? Does he refuse?
The lights are bothering me. That's what he says.
What about little personal boom boom time? Is he wearing the sunglasses then too?
No. Oh, hell, there would be no boom boom time if he wore the sunglasses.
All right, thank you. All right, Stella, thanks for the call.
All right, have a good day.
Let's stay in Tampa and talk to Teresa. Hi, Teresa, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's the story?
So my son-in-law wears them 24/7, but they also record everything.
Ooh.
Your son-in-law has recording sunglasses with a camera built in?
Yeah.
This is a twist.
Like his own personal body cam.
Right. So you'll be sitting on the couch. Yeah, he takes the weirdest pictures, videos. Walmart and he wears them 24/7.
Teresa, how old is he?
46.
Wow. And what's the weirdest thing he captured on his video recording sunglasses?
Oh my goodness, there's so much. I mean,
Give me one thing.
I mean, he'll just when you're unexpected, he'll get the kids when he does a lot with the kids, just unexpectedly. I mean, I really caught me off guard.
I mean, yeah, MJ, these new Meta sunglasses or these Google sunglasses.
Well, I thought they abandoned those projects.
No, they're out.
Oh, they are?
I don't think they took off as much as they thought, but the people who are in them, in that world, they love them.
All right, Teresa, thanks for the call. All right, two more. I'll grab Roxanne, also in Tampa. Hi, Roxanne. Go ahead.
Hey, so what drives me nuts even more so than somebody wearing sunglasses on their eyes inside is when they wear them on their head all day long.
Oh.
Like they got something better to do, and they got to get out of here.
And what about the people that dangle sunglasses with their croquis around their neck all day long?
I don't mind that.
Okay.
I don't mind that. There's just something about the instantaneousness of having it on your head. Like, I got to go. Like, you're not important to me. I got to get out of here.
What about the people that run them backward, like upside down and backward over their ears?
You just
know
look
what I'm
like a tool then.
What's that? Say that you look like a tool? You like the tool corral at Home Depot. All right, thanks. Appreciate it, Roxanne. All right, last call on this. Last item, last phone caller, and then we go to our creepy item. Yeah, they're watching you, man. They're listening to you. And we got a local radio company. Woo! Oh, man, this is weird. Aaron in Ruskin, last call for the sunglass. Go ahead.
Hi, yes, but I'm really interested in this creepy thing now.
Yeah, well, guess what? And when I finish with you, turn up your radio and you will hear it loud and clear.
I'll talk fast.
All right.
I firmly believe that the eyes are the windows to the soul. And if I cannot see your eyes, I just feel like you could be hiding something. And if it's a quick conversation, then okay. But if we're really talking, then just put them up. I mean, I have very sensitive eyes. I tell people, I said, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep my sunglasses on. Is that okay? I've just gotten used to doing that because I know how offensive it is. So
Wow.
put your eyes up so I can look into those eyes.
But what if they're saying the same thing to you, but you have your sunglasses on?
Sure. Well, then that's a little bit of a different story. You're at least telling me. You're not trying to hide your eyes. You're at least telling me there's a reason.
Aaron, have you heard or read about like a sociopath or a psychopath or, some of these, mass murderers, serial killers? No, seriously, it's said that there's like a deadness in their eyes, that you can just look into someone's eyes and you can tell that something's wrong,
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen that, but my husband, as a sergeant of a police department, he has said that before.
Oh, wow. Aaron,
Now,
thank
he hasn't. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
He's scary.
Yeah, turn your radio up because you're going to hear the creepy story now, okay?
Doing it, yep.
All right, 8:07 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM, WRBQ HD1 Tampa. Marketing firm admits using your own phone conversations to listen in. I mean, this is creepy, and it involves the parent company of a local radio group that has stations locally. So if you have been suspicious in the past that you're being recorded or you say something and then suddenly it pops up in your feed, I mean, I'm not talking about doing a search, because obviously that data, if you're on your phone and you do a search, a lot of those analytics are captured. So if you, let's say, search something on Google, for instance, and then suddenly it pops up in your social media feed.
It's everywhere. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
That happens quite a bit. But there is another even creepier angle where people have suspected this. Is my phone listening in on me? Well, guess what? It is. So if you've been suspicious that your phone is listening in, it has been confirmed. What does it have to do with a local radio company or a company that actually owns a local group of stations? I'm going to tell you right now. A marketing firm whose clients include Facebook and Google has privately admitted that it listens to users' smartphone microphones and then places ads on the information that is picked up, according to 404 Media. Cox Media Group, the television and radio news conglomerate, admitted in a pitch deck to investors that its active listening software uses artificial intelligence, AI, to capture real-time intent data by listening to our conversations, according to the report. So all of your fears, they're confirmed. They admitted this, but guess what? Did they not realize that there was going to be a backlash? Was this like the quiet part said out loud? But they seemingly delivered this to investors or possible investors with the pitch. It's called a deck when someone's trying to sell you something, or private equity. You look at the deck pitch is deck. What it's called. You look at the pitch. So this is Cox Media Group that admitted to their investors or pitching further investors that they have active listening software. Advertisers can pair this voice data with behavioral data to target in-market consumers, the company wrote in the pitch deck. Now, it's CMG. It's Cox Media Group, and locally, they own the Eagle, Vibe, The Bone, and Magic. Those are the stations they own. I mean, if you're listening to are they listening to you in your car? Do they have your radio spying? No, I'm kidding. But your phone, yeah, they're admitting that they're able to listen to you on your phone.
I mean, the phone hears the radio and
Wow.
it can pick up a frequency. I don't know.
Wow.
Oftentimes when you download apps, they tell you, hey, we're going to gather data on you. Is that okay? Maybe that's the kind of data they're referring to.
Well, also, you can go into your phone, and in certain apps, you can turn permissions off.
Right.
You can obviously set privacy settings on your phone in a global fashion. So Cox Media Group noted in the deck that consumers leave a data trail based on their conversations and online behavior, and that the AI-powered software collects and analyzes said behavioral and voice data from 470-plus sources. The slideshow includes claims that Facebook, Google, and Amazon are all clients of Cox Media. Again, they own the Eagle, Vibe, the Bone, and Magic here in the Tampa Bay market, and they've been listening to Americans, spying on them through the microphone on your cell phone.
How would they even have access to like the microphone on my phone?
Listen to this. Hang on. We'll dive into that in a second. Google has removed Cox Media Group from its Partners Program website after it was contacted by 404 Media that broke the story. Yeah. So 404 Media goes to Google and says, hey, would you like to comment that you're partnered with Cox Media Group and they're spying on folks by listening to everything that's going on in their private environment, their private settings through their cell phone? All advertisers must comply with all applicable laws and regulations as well as our Google Ads policies. And when we identify ads or advertisers that violate these policies, we will take appropriate action. So Google has separated from Cox Media. I got to believe that Google was probably one of the biggest sources of revenue. I got to believe that Google was probably one of the biggest sources of income for this particular product from Cox Media Group.
But did Google know this was going on before 404 Media contacted them?
That's a good question. Absolutely. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, they admitted that they were reviewing Cox Media Group now to see whether it violated any of their terms of service. They put out a message. Meta does not use your phone's microphone for ads, and we've been public about this for years. That's according to a Meta spokesman. Meta also said they're reaching out to Cox Media to get them to clarify that their program is not based on any Meta data. An Amazon spokesperson told 404 Media that its advertising arm has never worked with CMG on this program and has no plans to do so. Man, everyone's like running from this. All these big companies are all creeped out, and
I didn't know. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't me. They don't want to be associated. They're trying to disassociate themselves now with Cox Media. The company said that it would take action against any partner that violates the rules. Last December, MindSift, a New Hampshire-based company, bragged that it used voice data to place targeted ads by listening to people's everyday conversations through microphones on their devices. The report revealed the existence of Cox Media Group's active listening feature. We know what you're thinking. Is this even legal? The company wrote, oh, my God.
Yes, that's exactly what we're thinking.
Listen to this. Quote, we know what you're thinking. Is this even legal? The company wrote in a since-deleted Cox blog a post from last November 2023.
What a terrible name for a blog.
It is legal for phones and devices to listen to you when a new app download or update prompts consumers with a multi-page term of usage and the licensing agreement. It's all that small print crap. So it seems that if you're listening to maybe the Cox radio stations, if you're listening to Eagle, Vibe, the Bone,
do they have
the
a
Magic,
streaming app or something?
Well, maybe it's their apps, but they're using clearly apps that are able to transmit what you're saying in private to their servers. My God, that is creepy beyond belief. Well, I guess it's a reason not to listen to the Eagle, Vibe, the Bone, or Magic, is what I'm thinking.
I mean, they're already listening to you on your phone.
Well, yeah, you're listening to them, but they're listening to you.
You have to be careful now, as a jock, when you say, hey, hanging out with you all day, like you don't want the listener to think, oh, Roxanne's really hanging out with me, like she's listening to me too.
My God, I mean, you're in the turlet, and they're listening to you on your phone. What is that not? That's bad press right there. I mean, when you got Google and Facebook and Instagram, they're saying, "Oh, nope, we're not part of that." No, they're not walking away. They're sprinting away from this story. But I told you that's a creepy, creepy story. But it's got to be got to be their radio station apps, or maybe if you're listening to their stations streaming, that
they can listen back.
They can listen to what's going on in your private life.
All right, if the Magic Morning
Holy
Show
crap.
plays audio of me in the bathroom, I'll be really pissed. It's over, Danielle. All right, I'm watching.
Oh my God. Anyway, that is bad PR.
And to just admit it so casually.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into some sketchy stuff, don't you know, psst, hey, everybody.
A blog post
Lean in.
a blog post from last November that said, "Is this even legal?" And
we
then,
know what you're thinking.
On their own website or their own blogs, and they deleted that. Wow. All right, Andrew
They were trying
wants-
to meet their web post quota, so it was really desperate for content.
My God.
Spill our secrets.
So if you've always been suspicious, man, I think my phone is listening to me. If it's, I guess, connected to Cox Media Group, yes, they were listening to. Now, we are Beasley Media. We're not part of that. We're Beasley, which is Q105, QYK Country, Orlando and Wild down the hall. Maxima is our station, their studio right down the hall. And The Shark. Those are our FM brands here in this market. And I'm going to tell you right now that we are not listening to you go to the bathroom. We're not listening to you have private time with your spouse. We're not listening to little private conversations you're having. No, we don't do that. Apparently, Cox Media Group, they do.
Okay, so I've got something for you. Someone hit me and asked, doesn't that violate HIPAA laws? And I kind of interpret this as a joke, but then, what if you are having a private medical conversation with someone?
I think that only matters to medical providers.
To the medical providers.
Yeah,
That's what the medical providers say about you.
Your doctor can't talk about your case of whatever on his podcast and name you out.
But what if your doctor is talking to you about your case in a room where your phone picks it up?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
That is an absolute violation. If they're able to, your doctor, you know what? Your doctor's talking about the tests are back and you have herpes, duplex, quadruplex, quadraphonic, supersonic, and then suddenly you start getting what's a herpes medication?
Why you look at me? I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Why would we know?
Herpegon.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you start getting that in your feed.
What if you're talking to your lawyer, right?
Yep.
Cox is eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Patient on confidentiality with you and your lawyer.
Do you think the Eagle, Vibe, the Bone, or Magic, you think they're talking about this story? Do you think there was like an edict from corporate headquarters? Do not talk about this story that's all over the place now.
No, because they're too busy listening. Of course they're not talking about it.
That our company is spying on people by listening to them through their cell phones. My God,
I think that HIPAA law thing is a very interesting point because it would be like violation by proxy. The doctor doesn't know that they're violating, but you're causing them to be violating.
I don't think you even need to use a big word like by proxy. It's just a flat-out viation is what it is.
I like Roxanne using big words.
I like when Roxanne talks about two-part epoxy. Not by proxy, but epoxy. All right. Phones. Andrew wants me to grab a couple of calls here.
All right.
Can you bring up my screener so I can see who the hell's on hold here? Let me grab line 6 and Sarah in Largo. Hi, Sarah. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, call you guys a few times, but this is really true because I'll be talking. Recently, I was talking to my daughter about USF game, and I got tickets. And then in my Facebook feed, all these USF stuff pops up. We did Disney. I did Google Talk to Text about Disney, like making Disney hotel reservation. All these ads start popping up. So I've done a few things recently where I do talk to text, and then all these ads start coming up into my phone, and it's very, very creepy.
Yeah, but you entered it into your phone. Like, did you buy the USF tickets on your phone?
I did, but when I was doing the Googling beforehand, when I was just looking at prices, all these ads started popping up before I even purchased tickets.
Yeah, but were you already – see, when you do Google – they get those analytics and stuff will pop in on your. So you understand the separation here that when you're actually actively searching for something, that data, you're sending that data, they know what you're looking for. The creepiness of the Cox Media story is that you're not searching for something. You're just talking and having a conversation, and it's eavesdropping on you. And they were using that data to make money and feed you products and take you down a path.
I promise you, they're not the only ones who have that technology, because that happens to me quite often where I have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't Google it, but then I get an ad for it.
The CIA. All right. Thanks for the call, Sarah. Have a great day. Joe in Spring Hill. Hey, Joe.
Hi.
Hi there.
I love your show. So as we were listening, my daughter decided to go onto my cell phone. And so this morning, before we left the house to take her to school, we were just talking. I haven't even gotten on my phone yet. Talking about Starbucks and talking about our flight tomorrow morning. And what do you know? She gets onto Google Chrome, and there's an ad about Starbucks, and there's an ad about the Tampa International Airport.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Right? And so I called you, and I was like, so he just confirmed it. Because I had suspicions before, but we kind of wanted to test it out. And we're not really Starbucks people or anything, but, yep, lo and behold, it was right there.
Joe, thank you for the call. Let me grab Stacy in Davenport. Stacy, you're next on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I with the last gal who was talking, we tested it out when my family was in town. Didn't look anything up, just simply talking about cruises, how much we wanted to go on a family cruise, and boom, there we go. All of a sudden I have ads on Facebook. I even had emails come through and trying to figure out where they were coming
So
from.
no searches, just conversation.
No searches at all.
Yeah, probably that Cox Media Group all up in through your business. Yeah.
Is that a Wisconsin Is that a Wisconsin accent?
I didn't hear what you said.
Is that a Wisconsin accent?
Chicago.
Okay, hey, Professor, why don't you save that for your podcast? Hey, Stacy, thanks for the call.
Oh, Mr. Rice Cooker, you want to start talking about podcasts?
Have a great day. One more call on this, and we got to move on. Nicole is in Clearwater. Hi, Nicole. MJ Morning Show. You're up.
Hi. How are you doing?
We are well. Go ahead.
So I was having a conversation with my friend last night on my balcony, and she just told me that her sister-in-law has cancer and had a PET scan, and it's behind the chest cage or rib cage.
Yep.
She didn't know what kind of cancer. Within 2 hours, as I'm going to bed and I'm looking at Facebook and scrolling, I have all these ads on cancer and mesothelioma and all different kind of ones that would relate to around that chest area. I mean, this was like 2 hours later.
Yep.
So I was really upset about it. It's a private conversation, and this has to violate HIPAA in some way.
And now it makes sense when you hear about this little secret spying that has been exposed with the Cox Media Group, huh?
It's been going on for a while. I bet.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate it.
The only place you can have a private conversation anymore is in the shower. That's what Doug and I do. Even with our clothes on. You have to talk privately. Let's go in the shower.
Guess what? But if your phone is within a certain distance.
Oh, water's running. In the shower. Leave the phones in the bedroom. Go in the bathroom.
Those cell phone microphones are pretty damn sensitive. And listen, is Cox Media the only ones that are doing this?
No.
Yeah, probably not. I'm sure there are others as well. But man, why would they admit that? They just they set their own trap and fell into it. They admitted. Did they think that they could make this claim to potential investors in a proposition or a pitch deck, and it was going to be kept hush hush and quiet?
Opposite effect.
And now you got Google has I got to believe Google was probably one of their biggest customers.
That was their bragging customer.
Yeah, we do the analytics, and we're feeding data to Google.
Trusted by Google.
Wow. Anyway, the parent company of the Eagle, Vibe, The Bone, and Magic locally, certainly opening some eyes with this particular thing. 8:25 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. MJ and the crew. We have a trial date set for the ketamine queen in the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. Yeah, trial date for Jasveen Sangha. Yeah, so her and also Dr. Salvador Plasencia. Remember that sick twit? Was involved in that text conversation mocking Matthew Perry, and they said something to the effect, "Let's see how much this moron will spend on this ketamine."
Yeah.
And we did the math. The wholesale apparently on the vials of ketamine that were being sold to Matthew Perry, the wholesale about $12 a vial. It was 20 vials. So if you take 20 times 12, what did we say? That was like 20 times 12 is 236 or something. 240
or 240
or 240.
Yeah, just like 236 is 240.
All right. So $240 worth of ketamine.
Right.
Matthew Perry paid $50,000 for. Holy crap! So the ketamine queen of North Hollywood, this Jasveen Sangha, who faces life in prison with these federal charges. She and the doc, the doc that took the Hippocratic Oath, the doctor who, took an oath of do no harm, helped to provide the ketamine that killed Matthew Perry. And listen, of course, there's personal responsibility, that Matthew Perry has personal responsibility as well. But they're going to go on trial in March. So trial date's been set, and both of them are in a heap of trouble. I think the doctor faces up to 120 years in federal prison. And for Jasveen, the ketamine queen, it's a potential life sentence for her. So little breaking news on that front today. Wow. All right, I'm not pissed, but I'm like, oh my God, guess who's getting a podcast deal?
Well, we know that the Kelsey brothers got their big deal.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier this week. So Travis Kelsey and what's the brother's name?
Herb.
No,
Jason
Kelsey.
Yeah.
They got $100 million deal.
Herb is the forgotten Kelsey brother.
Over $100 million podcast deal. I'm like, what the really? My God. And I have people hit me. There's there's a listener that wrote me an email that said, "Hey, listen to your show all the time. Been listening for years. I want to start a podcast. Can you give me some tips and pointers?" Listen, I've got no problem doing that, but there are tens and hundreds of thousands of podcasts. Everybody wants to do a podcast, and it's only a smidge. It is only a pinch. It is only a tiny speck that makes any money. The rest of them, it's costing you money.
Listen, if you're going to do a podcast or something like that, you do it for fun. You do it because you want
exactly.
to. And then that's fine.
Folks, do not go into the podcast business thinking that I'm going to make a fortune.
No.
Because, again, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of podcasts, and only a fleck make significant money. So guess who? Just take a guess. Somebody that's been, a pop culture sensation, a 15-minute flash in the pan.
Hawk Tua.
Damn right. It's her.
Hawk Tua.
She's got a podcast deal now.
She's got a deal?
What? She was working at a spring factory in like Tennessee or something, making boing, 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 boing springs. And now she's got a podcast deal. Hey, Haley, what the hell is she going to talk about? And I operated the high tension coiler. What is she going to do? A podcast on spitting on that thing? Yeah. 21-year-old Tennessee native Haley Welch, known as the Hawk Tua girl.
Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
One move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
Yeah. She's got a podcast deal. So she announced that she's launching her own podcast. Oh, listen to this cutesy wootsy play on words. Instead of Hawk Tua.
Hawk Tua.
You know the name of the podcast?
Well, like Pod Tua?
Oh, come on. You're close. Come on.
Talk Tua.
Yes, obviously. Instead of Hawk Tua, it's Talk Tua is going to be the name of her podcast. Yeah, it'll be picked up by Better Media.
Let's go down a list of media companies I've never heard of before.
It's BETR, so they're all cutesy with their spelling. Yeah, the show joins Jake Paul, who I've heard of, and Joey Levy's Better Media family. So Jake Paul from the
Yeah,
Paul,
we know who he
the
is.
Paul brothers, yeah. So the podcasts include BS with Jake Paul, Twin Talk with Hannah and Haley Cavender, Bo Nichols and Dimes, and Adam Tabachnik and Jack Parody's Caps. I don't even know what these things are.
I'm sure there's people who listen to these podcasts, but is Better Media paying her?
Yeah, I don't have any disclosure. Here it is. Yes, she's got a $75 million deal.
No, not really.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, there's no financial disclosure. So I don't know if they're paying her. But, I mean, everybody thinks they can do a podcast. Everyone thinks they can be an entertainer. My God.
Everybody has something to say. All you need is an audience.
I get it. Listen, I'm a freedom of speech.
All right, so here, it looks like they have 7 million followers, 3 billion impressions since they launched. #1 sports gaming brand.
Well, listen, the fact that the Jake Paul is involved. What's the other brother's name?
Logan?
Logan Paul and Jake Paul. The fact that Jake Paul's involved, obviously, that's a massive conveyor belt of media and attention getting to stack people on their platform. All right, now, I never watched the 1,000-Pound Sisters. Now, I'm aware of this. Fester, you ever watch it?
You know what? I had to stop because I was getting so attracted to the smaller one of the two.
Stop.
No, so the thing about the 1,000-Pound Sisters was that one of them weighed 800 pounds and the other one weighed like 200 pounds. And I'm like,
was that true?
Yeah, it wasn't like, it was like a lot of weight between the two. But
I would want bookends.
That's what I would.
Yeah.
Well, who are those brothers on motorcycles?
The McGuire brothers.
Yeah, I want those. I want McGuire brothers type reality show where they're equal.
Yeah, that was the biggest hit in my third grade classroom. So when I was going to third grade in Nanuet, New York, at the George W. Miller Elementary School, in Mrs. Cohen's third grade classroom, she had the Guinness Book of World Records on the shelf of all the books in the classroom, and that was like the biggest source of entertainment. We'd like open up the book, we'd look at the fat guys on the motorcycles, the McGuire brothers, Robert Wadlow, the 8'11" guy from East Alton, Illinois.
They have a statue of him in East Alton.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. All right, so we have an update on one of the 1,000-Pound Sisters. Amy Slatton was seen leaving a zoo on a stretcher after like a medical episode. Listen to this. 1,000-Pound Sister star Amy Slatton was carried out of a Tennessee safari park after she was bitten by a camel.
Oh, no.
She was bitten. Was the camel trying to eat her, or was she trying to eat the camel?
Wait, aren't camels herbivores?
Say it again.
Camels are herbivores, right?
You know what? I don't know. Can you please do some research on that?
They're herbivores, primarily plants, grass.
And give me, while you're at it, give me a little report on their toes as well, would you please?
This woman had some moss growing on her back. And
all right, listen to this. This is in Tennessee. She was carried out of this Tennessee safari park on a stretcher. She was bitten by a camel, and then she was arrested. Man, that's a bad day. You're bitten by a camel, you're taken out on a stretcher, and then you're arrested. Listen to this. Local EMT workers could be seen transporting the TLC personality into an ambulance while she held a piece of fabric to one of her arms. Yeah, this is according to photos which TMZ got a hold of. She was obviously distressed. You could see the pictures that she's got distress on her face. She then, after being taken out of the park, after being bitten by the camel on a stretcher, she was then arrested when cops found psychedelic mushrooms and marijuana in her car.
Oh, come on.
This is according to the Crockett County Sheriff's Department up there in Tennessee. Tennessee. Witnesses told TMZ that the EMTs found her in the zoo parking lot with a... What?
I just wanted to get in on the Tennessee singing.
EMT. Yeah, so the EMTs found her in the zoo's parking lot with a shirt wrapped around her arm. Apparently, the camel took a gigantic bite.
I mean, maybe it was like she was getting too close. Maybe
know.
it was like self-defense.
Was this the thin one or was it the heavy one?
No, the thinner one is Amy. The larger one is Tammy.
Oh, so it was the thin one.
Yes.
The thin one looks like a coffee stirrer next to the heavy one. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
she does. I mean, your claim to fame is to be the skinny one on the 1,000 Pound Sisters. And a camel each. If a camel is a herbivore, was she wearing like a floral print or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's wearing a palm tree blouse. Yeah. Anyway, Slatton was subsequently arrested after authorities reportedly found psychedelic mushrooms and marijuana in her car. And her 2 kids were in the car as well. There you go. You got a couple of kids in the car. You got young kids in the car, and you got the psychedelics and marijuana.
Did she say, do you know who I am?
Yes.
I'm the skinnier sister of the 1,000 Pound Sister. Here's a full body shot of the 2 of them in one of their TLC press photos. Yeah. And here's one of them, Tammy, on the entire couch.
Yeah, Tammy is actually as big as the couch.
And then there's the other one just sitting on the arm.
Yep.
Squeezing in the photo.
Trying to get in on that.
That's a bad day.
There is an issue with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I guess lawyers are involved. Travis Kelce's management team have called in the lawyers over a fake contract that is circulating, which is said to, quote unquote, confirm the date that he would split from Taylor Swift, suggesting that the whole thing is just a publicity getting sham, scam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah, which I don't. You believe this first? I don't believe that.
Time will tell.
I don't believe. Listen, do I think that they're going to be long term? Do I think that Travis Kelce is going to get married to Taylor Swift? Listen,
who knows?
Anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it looks like they're having a lot of fun. It looks like they had like the best spring and summer ever, touring Europe and going crazy and having the best time.
You understand what's going on? There's this contract that apparently has. I mean, I got to believe it's bogus.
Leaked.
But, I wouldn't say leaked.
Or fabricated.
Yeah, fabricated is a better word because leaked would indicate that maybe it's real. But there's this contract that's circulating that shows that Travis and Taylor Swift are involved in a business agreement for this relationship and that there's like an expiration date on when the promo is over. That's what the allegation is. So Travis Kelce's legal team, they're bringing in the lawyers to figure out where this originated from. But, that is circulating around. We have an update on the Capri Sun story. Did we do this earlier this week or was it last week?
Last week.
Oh, it was last week.
Yeah, last week. So, folks, there was earth-shattering breaking news on the Capri Sun front. Oh, my God. Yeah, talking about little thin straws that you struggle to get in that pouch hole. Trying to get that thing in there. So there was a story out that Capri Sun was going to phase out the pouches and go to bottles. And, man, this has caused a backlash.
An uproar.
Yeah, I wonder if this was intentional to, juice up, no pun intended, some, you like that?
Nice.
Yeah, juice up some interest in, I don't know, where Capri Sun sales flat. You come up with a controversy. Hey, we're going to phase out the Capri Sun pouches. We're going to go to bottles. That wouldn't be a bad, kind of, under the radar campaign to start a little rumor going and then kind of juice up some interest in Capri Sun again.
Hey, I have a question. Were Capri Suns invented in Capri?
I don't think so.
Is it an ode to Capri pants?
Yeah, a lady named Betty was wearing Capri shorts, the Capri pants. Yeah, Capris. And then invented the juice. So this has stirred this whole backlash, and there is I don't know if this was intentional, unintentional. I don't know if we know the whole story yet, but Capri Sun had plans to revamp the whole process and take away the pouches, which are their signature, and replace them with bottles. And then even market more toward adults. Because let's face it, Capri Sun, I mean, That's like in the lunchbox of a
That's it.
second grader.
It's in a cooler at a soccer game or something, or at a birthday party.
Or birthday party.
How many adults are running around with Capri Sun pouches? Now, if you get a syringe and you squirt some Tito's vodka in there, that's a
that's a real party.
There you go. But all right, we'll watch the Capri Sun thing to see what transpires. We'll see. Hey, listen to that. What time is it? 8:41.
8:41.
Yeah. All right, 8:41 at the MJ Morning Show. I got to lighten around a couple of things, and then our 9 o'clock hour is going to be busy as usual. So make sure you're able to listen to us in the next hour. But we still can probably do another 10 minutes or so here. I'll go a little overtime on the hour and 20 minutes. Do you know how much money? This is insane. So who is Scotty Scheffler?
Oh.
He's a golfer.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler, the golfer. Yeah. Fester's absolutely right. I'm like, where do I hear that name all the time? In my house?
Hold on. So you know who Scotty Scheffler is?
Of course I do.
Was he the guy that got arrested?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
Driving into was not the Masters, but was some big tournament.
There was a road blockade because of an accident, and the
player blew by a cop and didn't know.
Yeah, and then he was arrested, and I think all the charges were eventually dropped on that. So that's Scotty Scheffler, but
he was in the Olympics. Was he in the Olympics?
I don't know. You can check on that on your own time.
I don't
all right, so here's the deal.
Yes.
The reason why I'm bringing this up. Do you know how much, this is absurd, do you know how much Scotty Scheffler's caddy is going to make this year in 2024?
All right, so I've always heard, I think it was Tiger Woods' caddy kind of talked about the importance of a good caddy.
Yeah, it's not just dragging your bag. It's, also, eyeballing things and helping the golfer choose the right club. Is that too simplistic? Or a good caddy helps with strategy and, kind of works in tandem and as a team. So
it's not Caddyshack where it's a bunch of kids smoking.
Yeah.
And, here's your bag.
Yeah.
Hey, over here, kid.
Spalding picking up turds in the pool.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers
Spalding,
too.
don't touch it.
Listen, the caddy on the professional level, the caddy is like an extension of a coach.
Yeah, listen.
On the course.
That.
Yes, a caddy can be very, very important. Guess how much money Scotty Scheffler's caddy is going to make this year?
$2.6 million.
No. Keep it going, hun.
Yeah, hun.
$3 million?
Nope, keep it going.
$5 million.
Yes.
Wow.
His caddy is going to make just twisted money. $5 million.
I mean, think about it, though. Scotty Scheffler might be a $100 million a year brand, right? I mean, maybe more.
His season earnings are $62.3 million. He's the world's #1 golfer.
Yeah. Scheffler also took home $25 million in the FedEx Cup playoffs, and that final prize, $25 million.
Okay.
So you think a caddy does a caddy deal like? Is it a percentage of the win? Do some caddies have deals like that?
I don't know, but if you're getting a percentage of Scheffler and you're only walking away with $5 million and he's getting 60, it's a really, really small percentage.
All right, listen to this. A woman goes to the doctor, and the doctor says something to her, and then shocks her by saying that you don't have a long life expectancy because of this physical attribute of the woman.
Oh, no. Well, was like her pinky small or something?
Listen, you're not far off. So a social media video is circulating with a woman by the name of Sabrina Nicole.
Is it a line on her palm?
Listen, you guys are both not far off here. But so this social media video that's circulating, this Sabrina Nicole went to her doctor and makes the allegation that her doctor said, wow, you have small ears. And small ears mean you're going to have a short life expectancy. I never heard of that.
Well, I'm going to live a long time.
What the hell? Can you imagine that?
Big ears.
What the hell? The doctor, it was a female doctor. Sabrina says the doctor said, oh, your ears are really small. Quote, you don't have a long life expectancy. Where the hell I never heard of that.
How old is she now?
It doesn't say how old Sabrina is. And she's just wondering, is she going to make it to 50 years old? She did comment on that. So I don't know how old she is. But, all right, listen to this.
That's an awful thing to do to someone.
According to the Financial Times, that's, FT, Financial Times, that's a big British-based, it's kind of like the London version of the Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times. It's a really solid publication. According to the Financial Times, a 1995 study published in the British Medical Journal, the BMJ, that's a real deal too, found that ear size tends to increase with age, with an average growth of 0.22 millimeters per year in men over 30. And although the study did not establish any link between ear size and life expectancy, it does offer a plausible explanation as to why people would believe the two are connected.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But
I see the logic, but that doesn't mean if you have small ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but your ears are growing. I mean, you've seen like some elderly people and their ears are like,
enormous.
Yeah, your nose continues to grow too. So that's why you go to a nursing home and there's a similar look there with big ears and bigger nose.
I had an uncle that it was a great uncle. So a great uncle, it was my mom's uncle. It was Uncle Charlie. And his ears, I think that when I was like with him, I could see them grow. I think, seriously, I think his ears were growing in my presence. His ears were like the size of Frisbees. And like you'd see pictures of him younger, and it was like he was getting elephantitis of the ears.
Well, hopefully they worked well. Could he hear you still?
Huh? No, I don't know. I think he was hard of hearing, actually. But
just for decoration.
Yeah, I mean, should a doctor say that? Oh, you've got small ears. Oh, yeah, you don't have a long life expectancy.
Yeah, that doctor sounds like an idiot.
Where the hell's the science on that?
It sounds like a very flippant comment.
I went to a doctor that swore that I broke my nose. And I'm like, I've never broken my nose. I went to an ENT for something. And this is back in my college days. So this is a while ago. I was at college, and I went to see an ear, nose, and throat specialist for something. I can't remember. And he's looking up my nose, the little light thing with the little black cone thing they snap on there.
Yeah.
And he's looking up my nose, and he's like, oh, when did you break your nose? I'm like, I didn't break my nose. I've never broken my nose. Oh, no, you broke your nose. I'm like, I did not break my nose. Oh. And you can see, my nose is, I don't have a bump in my nose. My nose is, I'm doing side profile on MJ TV right now. I don't have a bumpy nose. I think my nose is somewhat normal size, right? Would you say?
Yeah, I would say it matches your face.
All right. I've never broken, well, thank you, Roxanne. Thank you. I've never broken my, but he determined that, and I think it's, let me figure this out, where he was, I think it's my right. So
you have a deviated septum?
No, I don't have a deviated septum. My nasal canal is very thin. So one side of my nasal canal is normal. The other side, he says, very thin. And he said, yep, you broke your nose. I'm like, I didn't break my nose.
All your drug use?
And if I
I'm kidding.
Roxanne's just peppering you.
What are you doing over here? Right, so if I cover one nostril with a knuckle and I breathe in, there is there is no difference in perceived airflow or air volume intake.
So don't listen to that guy.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't break my nose, but apparently, if you want to look up my schnoz, it's more of a closed tunnel on one side.
He was looking for something to fix. He was looking to make a little extra money there.
I don't know what the hell he was trying to do.
Sales pitch.
8:49 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close over one. Excuse me. This brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ. We do it every single morning, and as you can see, this was marvelously entertaining.
And marvelous.
All right, we have the 9 o'clock hour to go. You know what we got to do? We didn't get into this. The street takeovers.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, we got to talk about this. So you had the one out in Riverview, and then you had this other street takeover in Tampa, not far from the convention center downtown. And these street takeover maniacs, do they think they're not going to get caught?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Both of these street takeover folks are in a heap of freaking trouble.
Much to their surprise.
All right. And then if you're a deputy, I'm going to tell you what not to do.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're a deputy, or listen, if you're any type of police officer, if you're a city cop or if you're a sheriff's deputy, I'm going to tell you what you should not do.
What if you work mall security?
No, this is well. Listen, like you can take these principles and soundly apply them in many different ways. Like I shouldn't do this either.
Okay.
All right, I should not do this as well. All right, but this is a law enforcement story, and whoopsies. All right, hang on. We'll get to that next. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Also, did you hear about the injury at the Rays game? I didn't know about this.
To a player or a fan?
Well, hang on a minute. A fan.
Oh.
A fan injury at a Rays game. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Also, confessions of a surgery addict. This woman spent $1 million to try to look like Kim Kardashian. Guess what's happened to this woman? I'm going to fill you in on that in just a bit. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff. Oh, and there are 2 videos you got to see. There are 2 videos that we're going to post on our website that you got to watch. All right, so clearly we're loaded. Don't move. We are back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. 2 college brothers moving in storage. This is the company that is going to move you. It is 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. Some news from a very well-known rocker from a very well-known band who continues even without their famed lead singer, who one of my favorite bands of all time. I love this particular band. This particular surviving band member says, "I do not want sympathy." This band member of this very well-known group has revealed that he suffered a stroke.
Oh, really?
And lost control of his arm, and that's not a good thing when you're a guitarist.
No, it's not.
Yeah, luckily, it was temporary. Luckily, what happened to him was not permanent, but, man, that'll scare the bejesus out of you if you have a stroke and, you lose any kind of function, whether you have speech issues or, that would be like a nightmare scenario for me. You have like a stroke and then you can't speak properly. That would kind of suck.
Yeah, that would suck a lot.
I saw Huey Lewis in an interview like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I heard he has bad health issues.
He does not speak well at all. He's
Poor guy.
like a very low, raspy. He can no longer sing. I think he has hearing and head issues. Huey Lewis was really deteriorated.
So
how old is he?
Well, what I haven't said is who the rocker is.
So you said one of your favorite bands that continue on without him.
Yeah, the rocker, this guitar player, believe it or not, is now 77 years old, and they're still active.
But he's not.
No, he is. He is. The band is still active, and he's still a very important member of the band, and he had a stroke and was temporarily left without proper usage of his arm, and if you're a guitar player, that's a problem. Let me give you an audio hint. Roxanne.
I couldn't get enough. Please play it again.
Oh, Roxanne couldn't get enough. Usually you're right on these things. Are you ready? And
no, I'm not on it.
Really?
Is it?
Hang on. What about this?
Leonard Skinner? No.
How about that one? Can you
Benny and the Jets?
Nope.
Oh man.
No. All right, hang on. How about this one? How about?
Oh, it's Queen.
Yes. Oh, you got that one.
Yeah, I got that one.
Look at that. You got the
On one little.
Yeah. All I gave you was the quick little.
Yep.
Man, good.
That's easy.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, it's Queen. It's Brian May. Well-known Brian May from Queen revealed that he suffered a stroke last week, which left him temporarily unable to use his arm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can you imagine what's going through your head? And luckily, it was only temporary, and his function came back.
How long was he out?
Let me give you the details.
Was it like 2 days? Doesn't sound right, Brian May.
Yeah, he's 77 now. He went on social media yesterday morning I guess it was late last night. Went on social media late last night, or maybe it was early this morning, saying that there was doubt that he'd be able to play the guitar again.
Oh,
so
goodness.
He had the stroke last week, and then I guess when he visited doctors, they didn't know whether he'd ever be able to play the guitar again. Mike, what would Adam Lambert do? Well, I guess they'd find another guitar player. But he said on social media, I'm here to bring you some good news. The good news is that I can play the guitar after the events of the last few days. May said as he was like twiddling his fingers on this Instagram video.
Hey, listen, I hope the guy makes a full recovery.
Yeah, me too.
I guess this was overnight. He posted this video overnight. Andrew, were you able to find the video? Do you have his social media? Maybe you can find it. Hey, Fester, see if you can find his Instagram account, Brian May from Queen. Yeah, literally, I just saw this. This is like, breaking news because it happened early this morning or overnight. They're what? They're 5 hours ahead of us over in London. I guess where he is.
Instagram.
Yeah, see if you can find Brian May.
I got a lot.
Yeah, or maybe Andrew can find it quicker. But, man, that's got to be a scare beyond belief. Ugh. Can you imagine? Because you know what's going through your head. Oh, my God, this is it. I'm going to stay this way. And, of course, unfortunately, there are people that will have a stroke and their condition does not improve, or it improves a little bit and they're not back to normal. But apparently Brian May, the lead guitarist in Queen, is back to normal.
Do you know the FAST acronym to identify the symptoms of a stroke? FAST. Think fast.
Tell me.
Face.
Yep.
Check for facial drooping.
Yep.
Arms.
That could be Bell's palsy as well.
It could.
All right.
Arms. See if one arm is weaker than the other.
Yep.
Speech. Listen for slurred or unusual words.
Yep.
And time. Every minute counts, so call 911 right away.
Absolutely. So time is a major factor. If you suspect you've had a stroke, you got to get a hold of 911 immediately. Andrew, do you have the audio? And then you just brought up slurred speech.
Yeah.
And there's another item. Are you aware of the Rachel Ray story?
I didn't click on it, but I saw the headline for that.
I did, and I've got some serious question marks here. So, all right, hold on. Yes, Andrew, go ahead and play Brian May. Let me hear it.
Hi, folks. I hope you're all well out there. I'm here to bring you, first of all, some good news, I think. Good news is that I can play guitar after the events of the last few days. And I say this because it was in some doubt, because that little health hiccup that I mentioned happened about a week ago. And what they called it was a minor stroke. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, I didn't have any control of this arm. So it's a little scary, I have to say. I had the most fantastic care and attention from Frimley Hospital where I went. Blue lights flashing a lot, very exciting.
Oh, yeah, blue lights.
I might post you a video if you like. I didn't want to say anything at the time because I didn't want anything surrounding it. You know, I really don't want sympathy. Yeah. Please don't do that.
Doesn't want sympathy, but he's back to normal.
He doesn't want to say that announcement any faster either.
And the first thing they're going to play is... Yeah, he was under pressure. Yeah. I don't think they'll be able to get Bowie back, though. Yeah, I think Bowie's not going to self-correct. That's done. Stop me now. I'm having such a good... Anyway, good for Brian May. All right, the Rachel... say that again? Andrew pulled some guitar riffs featuring Brian May. Yeah, if you have a bad stroke, you're not going to be able to do this. Yeah, he's a fabulous guitarist. Yeah, of course, that's from We Will Rock You, Brian May. Amazing guitar solo. This, of course, this is Killer Queen. And, of course, everyone knows this riff. All right, so good for Brian May. All right, moving on to Rachel Ray. And Roxanne, you saw this. Mm-hmm. I saw it. You said you didn't click on the video. I did. And let me tell you what the headline is. Fans are seriously concerned for Rachel Ray as she appears to slur words in a new cooking video.
Does she still have a show? Is the Rachel Ray show still a thing?
I don't know. I don't know much about daytime television these days. But listen to this. Rachel Ray, my God, slurring. Fans are concerned. So I click on the video and I'm expecting to hear, "I guess you need some rosemary."
Something really severe.
And then you pound your meat and a pinch of salt.
See, that's why I didn't click on it, because that's what I was expecting, and I was like, it better live up to that.
Right, so I play the video. I'm like, I'm not an expert on Rachel Ray's delivery, but man, I was stressing and straining. I grabbed the meat tenderizer, pounding myself in the head to try to hear the slurring. I don't hear anything.
The first time he came to my house, Tony Bennett ate 2 portions of ossobuco, and I almost killed him. I had polished the floors in the kitchen because, well, Tony Benedetto, that's his full last name. Tony.
All right, does it sound in the very beginning?
You know
does it sound a little slurry?
Probably like
or
2 words, but I would almost.
She sounds like she's
she had a couple of glasses of cooking
wine,
a
little drunk, a little cooking sherry,
a little cooking sherry.
Yeah, she sounds a little drunk.
She guzzled the bottle. Hey,
but she doesn't sound like she has like a speech impediment.
Yeah, listen again. Here's the beginning.
The first time he came to my house,
maybe the first time, maybe a
she
little.
Sounds like she's almost drunk.
You think so?
The first time he came to my house.
I have to hear what is she so polished and perfect and like strikes every vowel and consonant normally? I don't know how she talks normally.
But she has a peppiness to her. I mean, we all have a peppiness to her that when we're sober we deliver. Or when we're drunk a little bit, we slow it down a little bit.
You know what the deal is?
Hey.
The deal is I hear it more just listening to the audio in my headphones versus watching the video and hearing it on my laptop last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more just from a sensory.
You're more keyed into it.
Yeah, from a sensory trajectory, I'm focused just on the audio. I'm not looking at the visual. So maybe I hear a little bit, but I thought it was going to be like blatant,
Like a version decursion.
Yeah, version.
She's not having a brain aneurysm while she's talking about Tony Bennett.
Yeah. Hey, if you're a police officer, this is a hot tip. Hot tip from the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, don't leave your gun in a gas station bathroom. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem. A Seminole County deputy's gun was left inadvertently in a racetrack bathroom. You know, racetrack gas stations and convenience stores.
Mm-hmm.
So this gun from this deputy was left in a restroom in Oviedo. He left it there while using the facilities. Why would you have to take your gun out of the hole? I don't understand that. Just leave your if you're using the bathroom. And
if you're a cop, you're going.
You got a code 2 going.
Yeah. So, breaker one now. Got a code 2 in progress.
I got a code 2 going on right here.
You said back up.
Yeah.
So, but
132 in Bush. I've got him at gunpoint. Okay, gunpoint 132 in Bush. Covers code 3.
All right, so you got a code 2 in the bathroom.
There's a code 3 on that one. What's that? Everything? So, but MJ,
you drop your drawers. Why
do you take that big Batman-like utility belt off?
Yeah, what is the protocol for a bathroom break when you're all
like a cop's
packing heat?
A cop's utility belt.
Yes.
That's not through their pants like my leather belt is.
No.
That rests on their hips.
Exactly. But how could you leave? Let's say he just took the whole gun belt off. You've got the cuffs on there. You got like a taser.
It's usually some kind of like knife or metal device or like a Leatherman.
That's assuming that he was uniformed. Listen, maybe he was a plain clothes. I don't know. But here's the deal. The deputy stopped at the convenience. Oh, this story gets even better. All right, so he leaves the gun in the bathroom. You're not going to believe what happens next. So he stops in the convenience store to use the restroom, entered the accessible stall, took off his gun belt, and put it over the railing. So I guess he was in uniform wearing a gun belt. I mean, wouldn't you feel naked? I mean, how do you walk out of there with your gun belt still draped in the bathroom and leave it there for enough time where someone is able to find it and steal it before you even realize it? All right, and here's where the story gets even better. This is crazy. I guess one of the reports says that the gun fell out of the belt, but I can't process this.
Was the belt on the ground? Was it not?
Dude, it said he took off his belt and put it over the railing. If you put it on the railing, wouldn't you know if your gun fell out?
You would think. Yes. Everything would tell you yes, you would know.
Over a railing, wouldn't you hear a clunk or you'd think you would. Anyway, so I assume that he was in uniform. I can't put the story together that the gun must have fallen out of the belt.
You know that little, I know men do it, that little pat down you do. It's like you're making a cross symbol on your body before you leave. You got your keys, your phone.
Yeah.
Check for your eyes, check for your glasses. You don't do that as a cop before you leave any place? All right, I got my belt, my gun, my keys.
Right. So again, there are a couple of different stories on this. One says that, again, it fell out of the belt, but I agree with Fester on the pat down. Don't you just kind of feel, and don't you know if the protruding sidearm, this was a Sig Sauer P320.
He had to do the WWSS.
I like Sig Sauer. That 320 though had a little bit of a thing going on with.
What's been going on with it?
Well, the P320, there've been allegations of unintended discharges.
Oh,
yeah. But I know some experts that are saying it's all operator and user error. That all the cases where the cops say they shot themselves in the leg because the gun just went off spontaneously.
But they screwed up.
Yeah, I know some experts that are saying, absolutely not. Anyway, so, but here's the rest of the story. This is insane. So the gun, at some point, the gun was sticking out of the toilet paper roll.
Is that where he stored it?
Dude,
in the loop?
Hold on. Was it in the belt, draped over? I mean, it fell out. I mean, there were so many questions about this story. So the missing firearm was a Sig Sauer P320. Damari Dennis and Chance Byron found the gun in the restroom, according to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. At some point, the gun was sticking out of the toilet paper roll. Is this gun moving about itself? Is it just jumping around? Dennis, a convicted felon, said he didn't want to touch it because he was on probation. Surveillance videos show Byron leaving the store with a noticeable bulge showing on the right side of his waist. Detectives say the two men then sold the gun for $40 via a cash app. Both men face multiple charges, including grand theft of a firearm. Dennis also faces a charge of possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. The gun was recovered, but the deputy will likely face a review. Like, how the hell do you leave the gas station bathroom without your gun? I mean, that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy.
I will say $40 is a deal, though.
All right, 972 for a SIG P320, absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a 320. My favorite concealed right now is the P365.
Not me, Desert Eagle all the way. I let people know.
The P365 sounds like a video game. And what do you have, Fester? A desert what?
He doesn't have a Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle's all I carry.
It's not a concealable.
Nope, I gotta let them know.
Yeah, okay.
I feel it when I walk into the room. They know.
Yeah, the P365. I like the very first one. I like the original, the smallest one. 12 plus 1. Giddy up.
I carry the Judge.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. What? Okay, I'm sure you do. Carry a Barrett 50 cal, right? All right. Speaking of the police, these takeovers, these morons, they really think they're going to get away with this. There were 2 big street takeovers in the Tampa Bay area over the last couple of days and over the holiday weekend, and both had their days wrecked because they were busted.
All right, can I just say the coolest part about these street takeovers?
There's not a cool part,
Okay, there's the
Fester.
cool part, and it's on law enforcement side.
Yeah.
Okay.
The helicopter heat cam.
Oh, yeah.
How it shows the ring
of the
tires.
Yeah,
yeah, that is cool.
I'm trying to figure out what is
Yeah.
it. Why is there a circle?
No, that's great.
That's the tire peel out.
Yeah, so Labor Day weekend and the street takeover, a couple of things here. You had, I guess it was close to 12 people with criminal charges. The Florida Highway Patrol noted that there was a coordinated street takeover. And this happened, I guess, in various spots over the Labor Day weekend across Hillsborough County. So you had dozens of cars that were just menacing a neighborhood out in Riverview in Hillsborough County. That happened Saturday night. Big, huge street takeover. It was promoted on social media, and people came out to watch these idiots just doing donuts and circles. A lot of times they light a fire like in the middle of the road and spin
peel
around
out
the
or
fire. Yeah.
Drift around it.
Yeah, so there was a street takeover that was planned on social media. Hundreds of people came out to become a spectator. They were drifting, doing donuts, all kinds of reckless activity. And this was in the South Fork intersection. And you had almost a dozen people arrested. And then the other incident happened in downtown Tampa, right near the convention center. And this was a whole separate deal where more arrests were made. I mean, this is insane. And by the way, a new law went into effect, and if you're a spectator, you can get in trouble. Also, law enforcement can seize your car, impound your vehicle. Bye-bye. See ya. You want to do these street racing and these takeovers? New Florida law allows the police to seize your vehicle, impound it. They can keep it in many cases and turn it into a UC car or put it up for auction, whatever. Yeah, you do a street takeover and lose your car. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. So they're not just going to impound the car, they're going to seize your car. And then if you are a viewer, if you're a spectator, they will also charge you for being a spectator now. I mean, these dopes, law enforcement, they've got the helicopters in the air. The TPD chopper, man, the video is amazing.
That's amazing footage.
Of the one that happened near the convention center in downtown Tampa with these imbeciles. Stop the street racing. And I mentioned the Rays. There was an incident at the stadium. We'll get to that here in a second. Oh, also the $1 million in plastic surgery gone bad. We'll get to that coming up. Hey, do you catch up on sleep on the weekends? This is really, really interesting. And then there are 2 videos that you got to see. Andrew, can you help Fester get the 2 videos on the screen in the studio so Roxanne, I've seen both videos.
Oh, have
But
you?
yeah, I want Roxanne and Fester to see the videos. And then we're going to put the links to these must-see videos on our website. Hold on. All that and more next here on the MJ Morning Show. Our final chunk of the program, and probably the best content yet, is next. Veterans Ford. It is 9:32 at the MJ Morning Show, and you were out of the room, Roxanne, so you didn't hear this probably.
That you're trying to make me happy with the rejoin music. I love it today.
No, Fester was out of the room too, and he didn't hear it. Jim McFarland, America's cobbler from McFarland Shoe.
Yes.
In Lakeland, he texted me. Folks, if you don't know the news, Fester alerted me late last night. Fester sent me a text about 10:30. Hey, you hear about our buddy the cobbler? I'm like, no. And then Fester sends me a note. He had a massive heart attack. And as we gathered more information, we saw a post that his daughter put up, because his daughter does all the social media, and his daughter put this post up yesterday morning, in the very early hours this morning, my dad was taken to the hospital via ambulance where he went into cardiac arrest. They had to shock him 3 times to get him back.
Oh, man.
We are currently in the ICU, and he is stable. We will be here for a few days. Definitely not the call you want to get at 3 in the morning. They said he had a full blockage, and they had to place 2 stents in his heart. Please keep Dad in your prayers this week for a full recovery. Again, this is America's Cobbler, one of the absolute best old school cobblers in the world, is right here in the area here in Florida, in Lakeland, right on South Florida in Lakeland. Michelle and I have been out there several times. All right, let me call. So I texted Jim last night, and he responded at 3 o'clock this morning. I was like, dude, what the? And he sends me this text, oh, my God, and thank you so much for reaching out. And then I said, hey, can you come on the show this morning? He said, really, I'm really tired, and probably tomorrow I'll do it. And he just texted me saying, hey, listen, they got me feeling a lot better. You can call me now. So here we are, final segment of the show. And let me get Jim on the line. Get his number here. All right, 1-863-2. All right, calling up Jim in his hospital bed in Lakeland.
Hey, good morning.
Jim, America's Cobbler. Dude, what a scare. Thank God you're alive.
Yeah, I know. I was, couldn't believe it was happening.
All right, so Jim, you sent me a text earlier that you felt you were out of breath for, how long were you feeling a little winded? How long did this go on for?
At least 9 months.
Oh, God. Jim, do you see a doctor regularly, or do you get a once-a-year physical, or no?
Yeah, I do. I see my doctor about every 4 months. Actually, my friend just walked in that I was walking with. He's my age. I graduated from high school with him, and he had a bigger heart attack than I did 9 months ago. And after about a month, we started walking together, and he was out walking me.
Wow.
And,
Jim, how old? I forgot. How old are you?
59.
Yeah, I mean, you're just a little older than I am. What a scare. So, Jim, you said that you woke up and it felt like you were getting pounded in the chest with a sledgehammer?
Yeah, it felt like a sledgehammer hit me right in the middle of the chest. It was definitely, I wasn't messing around at that point. I took my blood pressure real quick. It was like 220 over 140, and
oh, wow.
I just said, call 911. I got to go.
All right, so your wife called 911.
Yeah.
And Lakeland Fire and Rescue, they respond. How quickly were they there? Was it pretty fast?
Yeah, a few minutes. And EMS was, this is crazy. Going down South Florida Avenue, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they had South Florida Avenue from Edgewood all the way, which is the main road to the hospital, all the way down over Memorial Boulevard shut off. Something was going on, so we had to go 15 minutes out of the way.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
and the lady kept asking me what my pain level was. Like every 30 seconds, she was reading my EKG, and I was just, it was getting worse and worse, and she was just not hollering at the driver, but saying, what's our ETA, what's our ETA? And when I pulled up, they had the team ready. This is how crucial 1 minute is. Got me upstairs to the cath room, went to put the catheter in my leg.
Yep.
And right as they were doing that, I just did that V-fib, and my heart just went into, nothing. And they had,
so you coded on the table at the hospital?
Yeah. And they had everything on me, ready to take care of me. But I mean, if we would have caught one more red light, that might have been a difference.
Holy crap. Jim, that's unbelievable. So do you have any recollection? Because in your text, I think they had to revive you how many times?
It was 3.
They had to revive you 3 times.
Wow.
Do you have any recollection of that, or you were just out of it?
No, it kind of felt like it kind of felt like kind of like a dream or when you pass out. I felt like I'd want to sleep or something. It just, yeah, I felt like I saw Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Oh my God! So Jim, listen, when I saw this, and Fester I didn't know this. Fester made me aware of this last night. Fester sent me a text at like 10:30. He said, "Did you hear about our friend the cobbler?" I'm like, "No." And then Fester texted me back, massive heart attack. Go check his social media. So then I went to your social media. Your daughter, who handles your social, had posted. And and then I texted you right away. And then you saw my text because you responded to me at 3:00 this morning. Jim, let me tell you right now that your soul is not ready to go anywhere. The only souls you need to be dealing with are the shoe soles on South Florida and Lakeland, okay?
Good line.
Well, I tell you, the social media people pouring out from, France and Sweden and Australia. I had no idea. I just had no idea how many people are out there praying for me. It's been incredible. I'm so thankful for all of these people. I know you know what I mean.
I do. Listen, you have 650,000 plus on Instagram. I think don't you have millions on TikTok?
I think it's 1.3 or something.
So Jim McFarland, folks, this is Jim McFarland, known as America's Cobbler on social media, out of Lakeland, old school shoemaker. A genius, does some of the best work in the world, actually judges and is part of worldwide cobbler contests and conventions. Jim is known across the world in the shoe business with the kind of work he does right out of Lakeland. And Jim, what a scare. Thank God you were able to get to the hospital. And, again, another minute. And that just sucked about South Florida being blocked off for whatever. And because you could have been to the hospital a lot sooner.
Yeah. And let me tell you, they took a back road it was old brick roads, and it was so bumpy. I thought the back door was going to open up. I was going to look like a scene out of The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's happened. That's happened before. Wow. All right. So, Jim,
good news is my numbers are great, and things are looking good.
But what about the blockage? You said that in a text, they put 2 stents in, but are you going to need a bypass, a double, a triple, a quadruple?
No. We were there in enough time to not have a lot of damage. But
if you have arterial blockage.
Yeah, what's the next step?
Yeah, a lot of times if you have arterial blockage, they want to do a bypass.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I guess I'll be talking to a cardiologist.
Yeah, don't be surprised. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm a goofy radio guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if at some point the cardiologist wants to recommend a bypass procedure.
Yeah, so they did my friend. So
yeah. All right, Jim, you sound pretty good for a guy that coded out 3 times on the table yesterday. That is unbelievable, Jim. When do you think you'll be back in the shop?
I'll at least take this week off. If I'm feeling good, I'll start off slow next week and see how it goes.
But wait a minute. What about Mrs. Jones's Louboutins? I'm kidding.
I have a heel on my boot. I need you to look at it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm kidding around. Jim, listen, it is great to hear your voice. Wow. I'm glad we have a positive outcome here, but you got to get to the cardiologist. They're going to have to do a whole workup because, obviously, they got to fix what's wrong.
Yes. Yep. Life changed, that's for sure.
Yeah, has it caused you to look at things differently? Have you had a little bit of an awakening after this episode?
Well, I've always appreciated life and everything and my family. What it's made me most aware of is taking care of yourself and getting your heart checked. And if you have if you're feeling something weird, just go to the doctor and get it checked out. That's the biggest thing for me. I tell my family how much I love them every day. So, I lost my dad at an early age, so I know how important all that stuff is. I had everything in good order in case something did happen, but I'm thankful I'm here, and I'm still got a lot of work to do, and I guess that's about it.
Yeah, we're thankful we're talking to you right now and hearing your voice.
Thank you very much.
Folks, on social media, he's America's Cobbler. Jim, anything else?
No, I appreciate you guys' support. You guys have been wonderful to me and always so supportive, and been listening to your show for over 30 years. Love you guys, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jim. All right, we'll be in touch, and we'll come out to see you as soon as you're back up and running, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, Jim, take care of yourself, buddy, and thank God you're alive.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Jim McFarland, America's Cobbler on social media, known around the world as just a master shoe guy, master shoe repair. I mean, his videos get like millions of views. It's insane. Yeah. And suffered a massive heart attack, and it looks like he's on the road to recovery. But I don't know how he doesn't escape a bypass operation.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would one trip to a cardiologist have detected this?
Yeah, probably if they did a stress test, I would imagine that. Or if he had a chest X-ray, like a calcium score, would have determined blockage.
A couple of simple tests.
Yeah, absolutely. But certainly a stress test might have, EKG, a stress test. I mean, there are a multitude that might have showed some irregularities. But, God, I almost sound like I halfway know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 9:44 at the MJ Morning Show. I got to get some of the things on we teased. Oh, you know what I forgot to do yesterday?
What? What'd you forget?
This is shocking. I can't believe this. The railing on the Titanic has collapsed. You know, the bow railing.
Underwater?
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah.
Right? It's been there for a long time.
You know what? That's not going to pass code. All right. And you know what I was thinking? If I could just get into like a submersible and go down to the Titanic and see the deck.
See it for yourself?
Yeah, see it for myself. That's obviously a play on what was that thing called? The death drone? What was that?
Was it? The submersible?
I forget the name
What
of
was that thing called?
The Titan? Was it the Titan?
Yeah, the Titan.
Controlled by a little joystick.
By a video
like
game.
A PS2 joystick or something.
By a
good idea.
video game controller you can buy at GameStop for $59.
A Logitech was a brand.
I think it was. I think you're right. The bow railing has fallen apart. A huge section of the railing of the Titanic up front, like where Leonardo DiCaprio was doing, I'm the king of the world. So it's fallen off. I mean, listen, it's been underwater for 112 years? Titanic sunk on tax day 1912, right? Didn't the Titanic sink in the wee hours on April 15th, 1912, right? So it's 112 years that thing's been. I can't believe that the railing is
still existing.
I can't believe that it just fell off.
How often do they send cameras down to look at the Titanic?
Every hour on the hour.
I mean, it seems like a lot.
I don't know. I think listen, they have, obviously they had the disaster with the tourists inside that Titan death tube.
Maybe they should just leave it alone. How about that?
Well, no, but they have unmanned submersibles that go down and take a look. All right, before we get out of here, I mentioned the injury at Tropicana Field.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear about that. Scary.
It was not a player. Did you know? I don't. This didn't make a lot of news. I did not see this in local news. This is on TMZ. So TMZ out in Hollywood or in the Valley, wherever the hell they are. So TMZ reports this. I did not see this locally reported. A fan got clocked in the face and was knocked unconscious trying to catch a foul ball, I'm sorry, a home run ball. It wasn't it was a home run, and a fan. Listen to this. It happened in the second inning of the Twins visiting the Rays here at the Trop.
It must have been Monday's game, right?
Yep, Trevor Larnach. I don't know. It's LARNACH. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway. Hit a ball into deep right field. So who's the picture? Zach Littell?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Rays pitcher? I guess threw a slider and boom, this Trevor dude belted it into right field. The ball was traveling at 112.5 miles an hour, cleared the wall, and this guy in the stands steps right in front of it with his bare hands to try to catch the ball. It goes right through his hands and smashes him right in the head. Just boom.
All right, look at this video I found on X.
Yeah, and the guy was knocked unconscious. You have it? All right, roll it. Go ahead, play it.
This is the immediate aftermath.
Oh, it's the aftermath. Oh, okay.
Bro got smacked in the face.
Yeah. He was knocked unconscious at Tropicana Field on Monday.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You turned your microphone off.
Oh, that
And
helps.
you didn't even realize you're talking. Are your headphones on?
Yeah, they're on, but I keep them low. I can hear you so loud in the room. Trevor Larnack actually brought the fan and his kids onto the field and gave them a signed ball and baseball bat.
Great. Your dad has a busted nose.
He's concussed.
All right, here's the dugout. Over here is second base.
He's got a subdural hematoma.
He says he was in great spirits. We just had some good laughs and a good conversation.
And then he died in his sleep from a brain bleed.
I have gone to Rays games and actually have taken a nap. Like during the inning, the stadium has been so empty.
You nap everywhere.
Everywhere. But never because I got clocked in the face with a ball.
All right. There are 2 videos that you got to see, and they are up on mjmorningshow.com in the As Heard on the MJ Morning Show page. So go to mjmorningshow.com, then As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. There is a Pepsi Cola van, a white van with the Pepsi logo on it. You know, one of those, one of those like step van. What do you call it?
Like delivery trucks?
Yeah, but it's not a full truck. It's like the van.
Okay.
And it's a Pepsi branded van. This happened on U.S. Highway 58, which I've been on. I've been right through South Boston, Virginia. This happened kind of in rural. This is small town Virginia, South Boston, and video has come out. It happened back in July, but some kind of train fanboy named Bob Brown was videoing at the crossing, and this Pepsi truck just runs through the gate. I mean, he's driving. He just drives through the gate, and then here comes this Norfolk Southern train, and the van is missed by mere inches. It's unbelievable. It is. Has it posted yet on our website? Are we having the propagation problem as usual?
Andrew posted it on his end. I just pulled it up,
and you can't get it, right?
Well, here's the As Heard page.
Yeah.
See, that's this last week's Bat Dog.
No. Yeah. Hold on. Scroll down. Keep going.
That's the guy buying a car.
It's not in here. It's just we sometimes it propagates, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, he pulled it up, and I went to the webpage again.
Anyway, there are 2 videos that you got to see, and hopefully they're on our website. Go to mjmorningshow.com, click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, and this it's not posted in here. It's not posted because I don't know what's going on. It's just par for the course around here. All right, but listen to the Pepsi truck as captured on this video. Can you get the web folks in here and figure what is wrong? I don't.
It's not Andrew pulled it up.
No, it's not. It's not Andrew's fault.
No, I mean he's taking it personally because he cares about his job, unlike myself.
No, hold on. What
went up on that computer on our website. I don't know where it went.
Okay, so Andrew pulled it up on this computer, and then like a dumbass, I went off the screen to pull up something else that would like the Rays person.
Right.
I went back to it, and I typed in through MJ Morning
and
Show,
now it's gone.
And now it's gone. Andrew pulled it up on this computer.
Right. Anyway,
I don't know how he did it.
Listen to this. All right, did you hear that? That's the Pepsi van driving through the gate, the little crunch after the train horn. Listen. That's him driving through the wooden gate. And then here comes the Norfolk and Southern train. And the guy just clears by inches before the train would have smacked him.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
That is absolutely nuts. And the other video that we're posting is the car that drove through this family's house. Where did that one happen, Andrew? Where did the family?
That was in Phoenix.
All right, Phoenix, Arizona. This family, they got like 3 or 4 dogs in their living room, and the husband and wife are in the living room, and a car just plows right through their house, and everyone is okay. The dogs were able to get out of the way. Another insane story. So both these videos theoretically are on our website at mjmorningshow.com.
Crazy.
Yeah, .com.
Oh, look at that.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That Phoenix video took the whole living room out.
Yeah, the whole thing is just blasted.
The car went everywhere. There wasn't a person.
Yep.
Here's the husband. Here's the kid. Here's
But the dogs were right where the car ended up. The dogs scattered as soon as the car crashed through. Anyway, both videos are up on mjmorningshow.com, and then click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. If it's not there, send me an email at mjmorningshow.com and complain. Because it happens a lot where it's supposed to be posted, it doesn't propagate, whatever the story is. All right, I got a couple of things I didn't get to. We'll obviously push that till tomorrow's show because I put Jim on, the cobbler. I wasn't expecting to have Jim on, but I thought that was fascinating to hear his story and the fact that
that was a good conversation. I was happy to hear his voice. And
he survived.
Yeah.
All right, we got to roll, folks, at 9:53. Have a phenomenal Wednesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for the MJ Morning Show Thursday edition. And do me a favor, let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests. Powered by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
License EAC 058062.
Wouldn't it be nice to know that your AC is covered with a 10-year warranty? What's up? It's Gino for Bayonet Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Bayonet, they're the only ones with that ballistic system. This thing is built for Florida weather. It's got a 10-year warranty. Right now, get 0% financing for 18 months and half price on your duct cleaning with any equipment purchase. Call 877-BAYONET or just go online to callbayonet.com.
At Advent Health, we know that life is filled with twists, turns, and pivots. We can give up, give in, or give it all we've got. We're always believing, never ceasing, future shapers, difference makers, taking on the day. We all have a divine light to guide us. So, whatever makes you feel whole, chase it. Learn more at adventhealth.com/human spirit. Advent Health. Feel whole.
So be honest, when's the last time you saw your eye doctor? Yeah, I've kind of fallen behind too. I've connected recently with the Eye Institute of West Florida. You know, whether you've been diagnosed with cataracts or you're just overdue for your routine eye exam, reach out to Eye Institute of West Florida. They've got convenient locations all over West Florida. Their St. Pete office specifically, they do exams and surgery in the same location. And they are accepting new patients right now. Their website, eyespecialist.com. That's EYE specialist.com. Or call 727-581-8706.
Greetings to you. Yes, you in the car. Set your GPS to CC's, where you are the star. Searching for a brand new flavor location? Then head right on in for my latest creation. New pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls. Spice things up with some best of fall flavor. Try them now before they turn back into a pumpkin. Cruise down the buffet. Take a trip back for more. Detour to the game room and smash your high score. Tell your friends, tell your fam that you'll meet them there. Rerouting to CC's, the best pizza value anywhere.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I need to print for my business, but I really have to watch the budget.
Staples can print whatever you need. And now you get up to 30% off print purchases. So the more you print,
the more I save?
Right.